where Glitnir had his forge. We're off of the Iron Mantle and we're coming back up. I was going to give everyone sort of a chance to not to wander around this map more. It certainly is a possibility, but it'd probably be something we would come back to. And I was going to give everyone a chance to have spend their ill-gotten gain on their estates, if I can pull that table up someplace. But other than that, this Underworld is pretty much done.
I'm not sure if anyone currently in the game has an estate.
Well, at the moment here, no, we don't have. It doesn't seem like we have anyone who's.
We don't have Tony. He's got an estate.
I mean, no one present. And Bruce had some money he was going to invest in an academy for magical arts or something. But Rusty might have. Rusty, did you write in your character sheet that he had that your character had any wealth that needed to be spent or not?
Let's see here.
We do have treasure laden that we're bringing out with us as well. As well had a treasure to spend. But we can always punt on that for the moment and continue to accrue. That's also something you guys can just roll on your own on the table.
No, I don't see any comments about that.
But I'm over on the campaign map is really where I am, and I'm going to go ahead and move our longboat up to Izborsk, because I think that's where we officially left it. And from there, we are going to get our new mission. And I'm not sure who's our lowest level player character. Would that be Greg? Probably Greg. What's your level?
Oh, hang on. Let me take a peek here. Where is my guy? That's Samuel. Level 2.
Level 2. All right. Well, you're the man at the moment, I guess. So, what are we doing now? Well, the main goal I think was to eliminate this gal here, Aquata. And if you, I'll click it, and also I'll grab the focus on it. It's the last of the three. We killed the father, we killed the brother, and now we're going after the daughter. And Aquata is the only daughter known of Triton, the god of the sea. This is the worst of the worst. Anytime you get on the tables with her present, she's going to double the difficulty of everything except the blows to kill. So,
yep.
Don't expect some pleasantness there. And we're approached by a gentleman with a wolf tattoo, and he essentially comes up with a party of, freaks, magicians, tumblers, a circus all around. And he says, the angels above and the demons below, our seas are restless. A decanter, a gin bottle, has risen from the underworld of Izborsk, an artifact of Glitnir. Summons the elemental gods to war. The man was instructed by the heavens to help the players. Lord Oglesvet had enemies in the spiteful heavens. Because his bones are destroyed, those beings are less annoyed and are willing to salute you at the moment for doing that. He offers any of us a chance to die and go to heaven right now. Do I have any takers from the party?
That would have been Ungmar, I think.
Ungmar is now the Prince of Sewers. He's desperately trying to figure out his new quest of understanding the tide clock, and he will be part of this quest as well, but remotely. Tony can contact him through his spirit guide, and try to manipulate the waters as much as he can at his ability at this moment. And so the mission is going to be, you're going to basically take the jug of Glitnir and capture the last of the sea god, the sea queen, I would guess would be the thing. So you're going to make a scouting expedition to 3 places. Now I brought up on the focus here, somebody has a treasure map, half of it at least, and we'll need clarification. So Greg will have the main mission, and then Mike, you have a treasure map that you brought out with you from Izborsk, and you have the possibility of getting the Geld of Sindri. Now, Sindri was a godly creature that created a palace made fully of gold. You can actually see the scale of the treasure you're going after by the gladiator there next to the block of gold. It probably represents all the gold in the world, if we weren't a fantasy world. But going back to the campaign map, we're going to essentially test to find where the sea goddess is actually hiding. And we need to test the waters of the Baltic, the waters of the Black Sea, and the waters of the Caspian Sea. So we are going to use our encounters to travel to the Baltic, to the Black Sea, and to the Caspian Sea. Now, once you get to the Black Sea, it's pretty hard to get to the Caspian Sea and vice versa. Your patron recommends that you head down to Kiev. First, you test the waters of the around the Baltic, and then head to Kiev, and from there make a quick jaunt down to the Black Sea, and then over to the Caspian Sea. However, I don't want to, if you want to change that order, that logical order, you certainly can. There's no reason that you have to. You can go straight to the Caspian Sea right now if you wish. You could try to second guess me and say, well, it's not going to be right here where the sea rovers are. And as part of this, you're given power words. Now, Greg, these words are given to you and then to one other person. Who do you designate as sort of your second in case you should die?
Oh, would I designate as my second? I gotta go look at my character here. I haven't played this particular game in so long, I can't remember who the heck I actually like. I think I'm that guy who mostly likes everyone, with an exception. So let me take a peek.
Yeah.
Also, when you get a chance, Greg, if you can stick your character name in the chat.
Oh.
When you get a chance.
Reich says that he's the man who's always right, and he will he gives you these power words and says all you need to do to annoy Aquata is to go to the three seas and speak the power words, and when you speak the power words, she probably is going to surface and attack you, and then that's where you can use your bottle in order to capture her.
Tony apparently is on.
Indeed, I am.
Hi, Tony.
Hey,
so
guys.
you're probably just to recap. There's basically you were given a gift from the gods. This gentleman Reich has appeared and has said that he's going to offer you a set of power words, and those I put them in the chat. I'll post them again in case you were off then. And the power words are
okay.
The power words. If you speak them by the water, you can annoy the god Aquata and get her to rise up.
And hopefully she's weaker because we're
annoying her with the god of, or I should say, the Prince of Sewers.
Yes.
Now, this is posed by Misha Linus. Misha Linus was the person who originally gave us the quest to find the Bones of Oglesvet, and she's both annoyed that we destroyed the Bones of Oglesvet and that we're now going to annoy the sea goddess. And so her domain is probably around the Black Sea. So that's another, and she's protected by knaves that are foaming armor. The enemy has leather jerkins inspired by the seas, which repel anyone who touches them, and all that has been there. So, Greg, you have a second person that you can designate as the keeper of the sacred words.
Okay. Who the heck would I designate? I don't know the party that well.
Well, maybe Tony, since he's the one with the jug.
My guy is theoretically the student of the old gods.
Okay. And
I am the one who's killed all the other ones.
Both good choices.
Yeah. Well, Tony's got the jug, which is the bottle of gin, so to speak.
Yes.
And Mike has what now?
Half of a treasure map.
Mike has a secondary mission to get to the Lost Citadel on this quest.
Is that a problem, or is that?
Well, you're headed that way. Gold is gold, right?
Okay, and what level is Tony and what level is Mike?
I'm level 6.
Level 6.
Sorry,
Both of you?
I am level I'm level 6. I'm just looking for growth leadership.
All right. Well, Tony's got the bottle of gin.
And Tony, I can give you that growth leadership right now for accepting the mission to try to kill the last of the sea demons.
Okay. Woohoo! Then I guess I'm 7th level then.
That'll put you up to 7. And Greg, your choice, please.
I'm going to give it to Mike.
Okay, Mike.
I think that bottle of gin is dangerous and it might get Tony killed, so I want the backup to not be dead.
Okay, well, the power words are essentially going to make it even more annoying. So it's the choice has been made. And Mike, do you have power words as a wizardry technique?
No,
Yes.
but I think I get to add it.
Yes, you do get to add it.
Oh, that's true. I have power words of glorious. Nice.
Oh, so that means
So in a way, Tony's going to be able to ape these words as soon as he hears somebody else do them. And I put it in the chat for you as well, Greg. If you do not have power words asked, you pick that up by being taught by Reich how to annoy the sea goddess.
Yeah. And I am short 5 nobles. Right? I don't know that I pick up a noble just for being here, but I figure I'd ask.
Well, which one?
Well, I am short. Oh boy, heroics, prudence, desires fulfilled, battle, and bard's tale.
Well, this would be a bard's tale that you're going to go annoy the Aquata.
That would be a hell of a bard's tale. Does that mean I need better bard's tales on my next level?
No.
Nope.
Does being taught power words to control a sea goddess count as magic monstrosity for level 6?
No.
Bummer.
Unless it was your first by some rare fluke.
How about desires as a student of the old gods? I have power words to control one.
One swaggering for a level 6 ignoble. Would you give it to yourself?
Probably not.
Okay, there you
But,
go.
you got to ask sometimes.
Yeah. And so, Greg, your choice then. Would you want to? You're right. If you run the campaign map, I'll go ahead and hit the focus in case everyone is not over there. If you go to the campaign map, you'll see the fact that you're outside of his Boris. That's your ship right there, the party ship. So if you wish, you can go right down to the beach and test the waters here. If you want to delay on that, because you think that's where the climax is going to be in the Baltic, then your choice is yours.
Well, I mean, how long does it take to run down there and test the waters?
Immediately.
I just got a quick question.
Sure.
Before we run down there.
Yeah.
Is there some reason we are trusting this Reich guy?
Well, he says that he's from the heavens, and you get the impression that he's probably immortal. I mean, you could test that out, or you could ask him to prove it. He is the patron to the quest, and the chance that the patron would actually be betraying you is a 1 in 100 and 56 that you would flip that inverted card that the patron is from the very start is. And it is true that some of this stuff is fudged. I'm not going to sit there and just flip card after card when I have a mission that the players are starting. If you wish, Tony, you demonstrate a skill and see what his veracity is.
I don't think I have a very good skill on this.
Nothing that comes to mind. Does anyone else contest the veracity of Reich?
As to whether or not he's immortal?
Whether or not he's telling the truth. I mean, I think Tony is probably worried that the power words are going to turn you all into toads or something.
I'm a spy. Presumably that would imply that I can sense,
You're probably more supernatural you need here. I would think you're going to have to use a blade technique, a mount technique, or a wizardry technique to really judge whether or not this guy is as powerful as you think he is. No takers.
You know what? I will use my
see.
spirit guide. No, actually, I can't. My spirit guide is your old character, Red, that's in the...
Yep, he's in the sewers.
What?
Rusty, do you have a wizardry that can help us here?
Let's see. Thought control. Does that let me read thoughts?
Not really.
Hey,
No.
how about
Psionics reads thoughts. But in a way,
yeah,
the thought control is not something that appears in the game, or it would destroy every mission you could possibly imagine as a
Right, so-
referee.
Yeah, I have psionics, but it's not glorious.
Can
So
you do a precognition to see what'll happen if we test out these words?
Okay, give me a difficult roll.
One of our wizard guys.
Oh, somebody would have to have it. Yes, I thought you were saying you were using it.
I mean, I have it, but I'm not really a wizard guy.
Yeah,
which,
I'm not. I don't
which
have.
one?
I don't have precognition.
Which wizard trait were you talking? Which magic?
Huh? Precognition.
Hey, Bruce.
Oh, nope, don't have it.
Head problems. Apologize.
That's okay, Bruce. Glad you got it.
Yeah,
try.
I mean, unless Celestial would do it, but otherwise, I don't think any of my wizardry techniques are particularly suited for
Give me
testing.
a difficult roll of Celestial and see if you can go into the stars and find where this guy came from.
I have succeeded, Red.
Oh, you've succeeded. Well, then we don't even need to worry about it. If your question is, will the power words annoy the sea god? Absolutely, they are designed to annoy that particular sea god, Aquata. Does that help
Does that
confidence a
make
little bit?
No, not really, because I think we're just going to make her more powerful and more annoyed.
Yeah, no, this is not going to make her more powerful. It will make her annoyed, though.
She's already powerful enough. She's already twice the difficulty on the table, so
Yeah.
I don't think Red's going to toss in yet another boost to her power. It's already back.
Three times it's going to be hopeless. It's you might as well just hide in the temples in Constantinople. No, that's not the point here. We're going to try to drive the mission forward a little bit. So, Greg, you go down to the waters and you're going to annoy the sea god there. Is that correct?
How did we get to the sea god? I hate to get back.
Bruce, we need to recap for you, huh?
A little bit.
Let me see if I can put up the mission into the chat here. And so scroll up and read that at your convenience. But
All right.
essentially, all it's telling you is that we were approached by a gentleman Reich who comes from the heavens. He's weird enough that we think he's highly magical. Tony confirmed that the chant that he gave us will annoy the sea gods, because we're going to have to get the sea god to surface in order to attack it and trap it in the bottle.
So while Bruce takes a second to read what's in the chat, why don't we settle party clevers and methodicals for the top of the mission?
Okay.
Well, you guys go on without me because I'm late. You don't have to slow down because
That's
of me.
okay, Bruce.
Well, we haven't done clevers and methodicals, so we can do that while you read and catch up. We got a minute to kill. I am clever and methodical, so that's one of each.
Okay.
Make that 2 of each for me.
Laura? Laura is also clever and methodical. That's 3 of each.
I'm only clever.
Okay.
And I'm methodical.
And I'm clever.
So 5 clevers, 4 methodicals. Red.
All right, I'll put those up. And my guy, let's see. My guy is not clever. He is clever, but he is not methodical. So we have 6 of those, you're saying, right, Mike?
So 6 clevers and 4 methodicals? Yes.
Oh, we've got methodicals. Well, we don't even need 4 methodicals. All we need is 2. We're fully kitted on our boat here, which is nice. Nice to be fully kitted on our boat. I'm going to head back to the campaign map. And so, what's up, Greg? We lost Greg?
No, I was just muted, sorry. So I go down to the water and give it a try. I need to make a roll.
I take it everyone is going to go and assist him, thinking that if the god comes up, we don't want to just leave him down there annoying the sea god, right?
Checkmate onasi. I want to sing that to the tune of Louie Louie.
Okay, so you
And
go down to
he's doing
the
that
water.
right in the right near Isborsk, right close to us.
That is correct. And you realize when you do it there that nothing is going to happen because she's not in the Baltic.
Perfect. Is what I
Where
wanted
to
know.
next? I guess is the next thing we need to worry about.
Yeah. So let me look at the map. Am I choosing our sailing destination?
Yes, You're choosing the Black Sea or the Caspian Sea.
Okay, what's the better route here for doing a nice circuit?
The patron recommended you sail to Kiev, and then from Kiev you can pop down to the Black Sea, and then go back to Kiev, and then follow the river, as far as the rivers will go, and eventually you'll get to Itil and be in the Caspian Sea.
Okay, where the heck is Kiev on this map?
It's down in north of Black Sea.
You should
north part of Black
zoom
Sea.
out on that map so that it's the size of a piece of paper, and
It's under the LIV. It's under the Eye of Civilization.
In the pink area.
I see it. Yes, I see it.
Very close to where Lady Moradin has her castle.
Well, that sounds like as good a place as any to sail to next, down the river to Kiev.
Now, before we leave, we have to mitigate the longboat problems that we have by leaving Izborsk. Izborsk is ransacked, it has famine, and it has pestilence. So, with those ugly things, we got, let's look at what's going to happen with the... Need to get to my table here, and pestilence we'll start with. How about we lose vermin free? It's always Conrad's favorite. Does anyone have apothecary, hunter, or both?
I have hunter, and
I have
that's
both.
it.
Okay. So do we?
I have apothecary and what else? Hunter?
And hunter.
I have both.
I have
Oh,
both,
okay,
and I'm
so
level
Bruce-
6.
Bruce, you probably should start us all off to see if you can mitigate this. Your level is 7, or what level are you, sir?
I'm one ignoble away from 7, so I'm
Okay.
at 6.
You need to get a 7 on 2 dice to save our longboat vermin free.
I didn't see
And there's
dice.
a roll. Terrific.
All right.
The next thing that we need to worry about is that Izborsk has been ransacked. Scrolling. Ransacked and famine. And I go down and I look and I say, ransacked, we're going to lose our treasure laden that we have aboard. That would be bad. So let's look and see who's a goldsmith and a pickpocket or both.
I am goldsmith, not pickpocket.
I have neither.
Let's see. I am a pickpocket, and let's see. Goldsmith is nope. I'm not. Just a pickpocket.
Why don't we go with Rusty? What level of Rusty do you have?
6.
6. So you're going to need a roll of a 9, a tasking roll. And Mike, you're going to need a 9 as well.
I got my 9.
Okay. He beat you to the roll, Rusty. And the last one we need to test is the fact that there's under famine or abundant stores are in question. Steward and farrier. Do we have any stewards or farriers aboard? And I look and I say that I am neither. My character at level 0 has very little of anything.
You're hitting my sweet spots. Or I'm high enough that I get...
I'm both.
You probably have a lot of... If you have both, Tony, why don't you make the roll for us difficult?
Okay. There you go.
Okay. And that's all it takes to basically leave town and not suffer any penalties. Be very high level. We're heading to Kiev with the first flip of the encounter deck. And we got ourselves, it looks like a knave.
Always good.
No, it's a king. It's a king of cups inverted. Let me get to my encounter tables here and see what a king of cups inverted would be. It's going to be someone that opposes us. Probably as we passed Smolensk, we ran into the governor there, and he said that he's been warned by the rival not to let us pass. I'll move our boat back just a little bit. And how do we get past the Smolensk and its garrison right south of there? So I'm going to start around the table with Rusty. Rusty, do you have a plan to get the boat? Did you want to carry the boat around? Did you want to have some sort of ploy to get past Smolensk and the garrison there?
I would just use Glorious to get us past it.
Well,
My Cosmic Glorious.
You're going to just open the river again?
Right.
Give me a difficult roll for that.
I made it. I think 7, right?
Yep.
For level 6.
It is.
Well, I made it.
So Rusty opens a portal between Smolensk and the southern part of the river, but you know that you're opposed by a king at the moment. Second king, though, would get us out of the phase. And a 5. Well, it's not a 5. It's actually a Hierophant card. And let me click and find out what that tells us. In phase A, the Hierophant card. My browser is acting strange and not allowing me to click. Huh? It's on. It's not a link. Thought it was a link. And as we experience these technical difficulties, I go to page 13 instead. And eventually, when I get to page 13, Microsoft had a big update recently. I'm sure they changed the browser so that it will no longer work. To anyone's satisfaction. Still looking. Found it. Hierophant. Until the deck reshuffles, all mission and consequence encounters will have less impact. Subtract 1 from the rank of everything. Ref can decide that rank ordinary is just ignored. All right, that's a good card. And we flip another, it's a knave. So that's going to get us a battle. And it's going to be a battle against the rival's minions. And the rival minions are the ones that, if you attack them brash, you're going to increase the chance of Bane. And let's go ahead and have an ambush from the shore and get some dice rolling going here. I'm back to my mission. And her ace in the hole was foaming armor. I'll post that in the chat. And we're pretty high level. And as it says, the difficulty of will increase by 3. And we might as well fight. There's about 8 of us. Or is there 9 of us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 1, and 8. Okay, we'll fight 9 of these guys. And I have, Rusty got the first choice. Conrad's not with us tonight. Laura, you're on deck. What did you want to do? Brash or a calculated action? A magical or a recitation action? There are 9 people, and we're going to have to call them at least large. Does anyone need duels?
I do need duels for level 6.
I need duels. I need everything for level 6.
Level 6, we'd have to make them 9 foul. That's it's pretty brutal for a random encounter on the dock here. Why don't we just dispatch these guys as 9 large to start, and we'll cut my character some slack because he can check a heroics nodal from that.
Oh.
And we'll go ahead and we'll start with Laura, 9 large, brash or calculated, recitation or magical.
I guess I'll go calculated because brash increases the chances of Banes. You said right.
Okay, so brash has a certain section that increases the Banes. You can go calculated. You have to tell me which swaggering you use for that. You're going to just go brash, or did you want to pick one of your swaggering to risk?
Yeah, I'll go brash.
Okay, here it comes. Oh, we're going to start with the world card. We always love that. When we start with Major Terror, Rusty knows that they mess us up pretty quick.
If possible, the combat has moved inside. They boarded our ship.
They boarded our ship. Okay, we could possibly change the phase to some degree. It is inverted, so the inverted means the players suddenly realize they are, for all intents and purposes, in the Underworld. Oh, we love that. All right, so suddenly Rusty's cosmic portal that he created earlier has shifted us into the Underworld for this attack. Thanks, Rusty.
Thanks, Rusty.
And we're going to go ahead and continue with Laura with her brash. How about a Bane Knight of Rods? Knight of Rods, Banes.
Otherworldly interests are watching the spectacle. Slice free of your supernatural puppet strings. Fail, and the enemy is now enraged. Regardless, player no longer suffers Bane events for this engagement. Woo! Difficulty 9, advantage not
Mike, would you add Conrad to the chat, please?
I think I just did, but Conrad's saying he's got no voice.
Okay, is that
I'm in.
He's
in. Just struggling with my voice. That's all.
Oh, you know voice for as in you're mute.
Yeah, me.
And Laura, did you just blow 2 rolls, or did you make either one of them?
I failed.
You failed. What happened to you? Because no one's posted me in the chat, Mike.
I was trying to get Conrad in.
You're falling down on your job. We give you the one job. I'm gonna have to give it over to Bruce. All right, so let's see what it says. It says fail and the enemy is now enraged. Thanks, Laura.
But I know
So we got a defensive modifier of 1. Conrad, we're basically at a situation where we're traveling by boat down the river. We'll fill you in more on why. And Rusty created a portal that put us in the Underworld, and we're attacked by 9 large things that are sent from the rival. And I go on to Mike. Mike, what would you like to do? A calculated action against one of the 9, or would you like to flip a card?
I think I'm just going to go ahead and go...
Magical?
Recitation.
Recitation. Well, pick an ability then for us, sir.
Yeah, recitation. I think I'm going to go... Which one is... C-O-R. Give me 1 second. C-O-R.
You're still trying to use your hexes, aren't you?
No, I'm going to use my spirit guide.
Spirit guide.
As dispatch, that means, we're in a river underwater in the underworld where I'm happy. I'm going to, contact Ungmar, who is also a spirit guide, and have him drown these bastards.
So I get to practice my Prince of Sewers. Go ahead and give me the 2 dice roll and add whatever advantages you have from number
I
of...
have 11 of those swaggering techniques, so that gives me a +3. Okay. Magic does not go horizontal, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so having everything in R didn't help me at all. So, +3 minus 1 for the enraged is roll 2 dice +2. Gives me an 11, and 11 on that means I have dispatched half a D8 opponents or 1 large plus adversary, but also lose the swaggering. Good thing it's glorious.
Okay, so go ahead and give me the... we're going to check 1 off of the 9. There are 8 left, and I go over to Greg. Greg, do you want a brash card? Or did you want to try to develop some magical skills?
What's
Magical
like to get
talents.
me killed?
Once again, Greg?
I'm sorry, I said what's less likely to get me killed?
Go and escape.
Yeah.
No, escape is terrible. Escape will...
Let's do some magic development here.
How about if I give you a 3 of cups?
All right.
Is it a bane?
It is not a bane.
Get that in the chat for you, Greg. There you go.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Magic, 3 of cups. Even if the site is not littered with the recently defeated, there is always a rivulet of skulls and corpses just under the turf, ready to burst forth. Success and dispatch half a D8 opponents or 1 large plus adversary. But fail, roll, and knocked unconscious. Flare. If any adversary is nasty, player must change his method next round. Difficulty 9, advantage, wizardry, necromancy. H.
So if you roll the 9, I think it's a 10 because of the -1 defensive modifier. And if you make that, you're going to pick up wizardry, necromancy. Plus, you're going to kill one of the large. Fail, you're knocked out.
He's knocked out.
I think Greg, you're only level 2, correct?
Yeah, I'm taking a nap.
Greg has tried.
That's a fine result, though, Greg.
Summon the demons inside the underworld, and then somebody, I think, probably Tony hit him on the back of the head and said, "Let's not do that. Let's not summon any more demons than we have." Tony, what would you like to do? Calculated recitation or flip a random card?
I will. Sorry, excuse me. I will use a killer instinct. To calculate it.
Sounds good.
And I have, I have all 4. I have the personal blade, mount, and longboat. So it gives me a +3, correct?
It does.
And I have a 9 of the personal dueling or personal swaggerings. So that would give me a +2. So I'm +5 in this roll.
That is correct. And a -1 for their being enraged.
Okay.
Which letter is that you're doing, Tony?
N.
N.
N, thank you.
And you were +4?
Yes, so 12.
12. Do you roll twice?
Field one.
I
But
did
lost the
roll
swaggering.
twice.
I hope it's glorious.
It is glorious, and I rolled a 12 second time.
12 and 12. He locked into glorious, but he knocked one off. That's the way you do it. Just keep on nickeling and diming them. Bruce, what would you like to do, sir?
Can you do magical, or do I have to go recitation?
It's up to you.
I'll do magical.
How about if I give you a Ten of Swords Bane?
I don't know. Depends on what it says.
What is that?
Hocus pocus ricochet, and the act lands on an echo back upon you. Fail, and the group suffers a -1 quest pick penalty for the remainder of the adventure. If this action occurs in the Underworld, a fail and any other player with wizardry hexes loses his powers. Select from the lowest level of those available. Difficulty 8, wizardry hexes, which is M, and I do have it, but it's not glorious, so I'm going to go for it.
Okay, so
And he makes it.
you do. It's a 9, and you lock it as hexes is now glorious for you. You did not fail, so we're not going to suffer a quest penalty. We've sort of modded the quest pip. It's either on or off. It was not on already, so that was not going to matter much. And you didn't fail and cause everyone else to lose their hexes who hadn't locked them yet.
That was
Nice
that was
move,
an
Bruce.
interesting risk there, Bruce.
I can roll twice.
Yeah, you can roll twice, but he's made it the first one. And you come over to my character. My character basically is level 0, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a brash action. And I got myself an Ace of Cups. I don't think anything better than the Ace of Cups coming up. So if you want to post that for me, you can. Terrific. Calmly restore the fractured and frozen hinges on your mail to working order. Sure, that's not a Bane? Wow, that's terrible that it's so bad. Plate, scale, ring, chain, padded, studded, bander. Don't D&D me here, please. You're having trouble bending an arm. All right. Success and dispatch one opponent against large plus adversary. The difficulty increases by 3. Regardless, gain 1 swaggering technique of your choice. Oh, that's nice. This may be taken in any form, including your vessel. Our vessel is fully kitted out, unless you are still fixated on the armor. Smithy. I am not a smithy. But I can roll a 7 on 2 dice. I've done it before in the past.
Plus,
Right? You
need
to
a
roll
10.
9 and then a 10. You need a 10.
10 is tougher, but let's see. Look at that 15. Hey, I know what side the bread is buttered on. I'm going to pick up a free, and I'm going to success and dispatch 1 opponent. I'm going to go ahead and bring him down to 6, and I will pick my swaggering. Should I lock something at glorious, Tony? Is that the best way to do things?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm going to lock my mount as fleet, as glorious then, with that freebie that I picked up. I go on to Rusty. Rusty, did you want to flip the card, or did you want to do recitation for us?
I'll do recitation, and I'll do demigod glorious. I have 15 magic,
Okay, that's probably +4, isn't it?
Yes.
and so +4 -1. And I get to roll twice. There's an 8, and there's a 9. So that makes it a 13.
13.
Oh,
Half a D8 opponents or 1 large plus adversary runs away. Well, 1 large plus adversary has run away. Very nice of you, Rusty, to not...
Hold on. Can Rusty choose which die he wants? I think we'd rather have the 12. The 12
What's
is 1
12
opponent of any size runs away, but enemies are no longer enraged.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah, well,
sounds good.
let's do
We'll
that.
take away the defensive modifier. Rusty has even taken away the defensive modifier, which is nice. Thank you, Rusty. And I move on to Conrad. Conrad, your character is a level 8, correct? Or did you go to your level? Did you get a level 0 guy new to the game? Essen. Rungar. Did we give you a Rungar? Do you need a Rungar, or did you just reuse the same graphics? Right? Okay, that sounds good. How about a brash card for you, Rungar? I'm assuming. We lost you, or you muted there, Conrad?
He doesn't want to talk because he's got a bad voice.
Yes,
So maybe
brash.
Brash. Okay, I'm going to flip that 10. You can see the Norns weaving our skeins, but I'm going to shuffle the deck, and I'll make the same joke because if humor is anything, it's the more you repeat a joke, the funnier it gets. I'm gonna shuffle these. What I need to do it 8 times, I believe. to effectively mix them up?
You're just asking that to taunt me. I know you are, because you're only going to do it twice. I know. I know this joke already.
I know you know this joke already. How about a 4? We'll get Conrad mixing up things with the with the Major Tarot. Major Tarot, an Emperor card, Mike. Thank you.
Gain a Blade Swagger.
And it is also inverted, of course, which means that we're...
Lose a random Blade Swagger.
Do you have any Blade Swaggering to lose, Conrad?
I have none to lose.
You have none to lose. Let's see what it says. If you have none to lose, the weapon loses nothing. If the weapon loses nothing, the spirit within, and any future danger and implications. Lose a random if the technique is missing. Oh, it's a random one. If the technique is missing, I think it just says you don't lose anything. Yeah, no effect, so it wouldn't matter.
If it was locked as glorious, probably not as a level 0, then...
And we got that world card again. Boy, the shuffling was great on this, the way that came back up. So I'm going to change us out of the Underworld and get us back up on the surface here with that world card, unless anyone is going to protest that decision. And how if I finally give Conrad a Knight of Rods, Brash?
Hey guys, let's go out the exit to the Underworld here.
It's just, hey, it's illuminated there, you know?
Take the lead, issue the orders. Get things done. Success and dispatch a half D8 opponents or one large adversary. Success is gained by more than 5 points above the difficulty, which may not always be, say, 9. All players additionally gain the command pip, but understand some of the party may not be comfortable with your command. Huh? What? The lowest level player, who has yet to check the ignoble growth, that's me, does so with the understanding that he's now jealous and resentful of his players.
No, I think that would be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, unfortunately. So, that would be me, that I'm jealous that you are getting all the limelight and I am not.
So it's a 9 to get to 9 to dispatch 1, right?
It is a 9 to dispatch 1, yes. And we're ignoring negative die roll bonuses as well.
I think that's just Conrad. Regardless player... Oh, bad roll.
Man, I didn't succeed.
You did not pick up your battle cry, but you did manage to make Ogle annoyed by your whole presence and give me a bad feeling.
And Conrad gets to ignore all negative die modifiers for the remainder of the battle.
Yeah, if it comes around to that. I'm over to Laura. Laura, did you want to flip a card for Brash, or did you want to try a calculated action?
I'll do Brash.
Here it comes. How about if I give you a 2 of coins? Yeah. Now, coins are going to be, I think that was the bad one. Difficulty increases by 3.
Ooh, that's bad.
What?
Your difficulty is +3 because their flare with their foaming armor is coins or difficulty increased by 3.
I thought it was increased risk of Banes, which I don't get Banes because it's my last card.
Let me see what it says. It says the player increases the difficulty of Brash coins by 3.
Ooh. I must totally misheard that earlier.
I don't think there's a negative on this one. Go ahead and read it out for us, Laura.
Bully the cowardly to show some spine and form the shield wall. Success and any and all players have the option to escape. Each player may opt to stay in the action and gain Fury Pip to his rolls. If the character has yet to check Growth Ignoble this level, he does so with the sour understanding that he's outwardly boastful, yet secretly a poltroon. Player should not take actions implying self-sacrifice with the philosophy of every man for himself, always. That would change a different Growth Ignoble. Hopefully I already have Growth.
You already have Growth, so this does not affect you as a negative, but having this success for all players is actually really nice, because we can decide to come back in with that +2 for the Fury Pip. So, longbow orderly kept, we certainly are. So 3 dice for a 15. Oh, are you a pugilist? If you are, it's 3 dice for...
Yeah.
Let's see the roll.
Yeah, I'm a pugilist. Oh yeah, I made that.
Oh, yes. Okay, very nice, Laura. Unfortunately, it does not, as success, it just gives us the option then of staying in with the Fury Pip. Mike, did you want to stay in battle and get the Fury Pip, or did you want to beg yourself out at the moment?
Not only will I stay in with the Fury Pip, but I'll go ahead and flip a magical card and see if I can get another Wizardry Swaggering or lock something.
Okay, so you're going to go right to the, you're going to discontinue recitation and get yourself a Hierophant card. I think we've seen that before. Who shuffled this deck? That was just atrocious.
Must be you. We gained an extra make roll in this battle, which can be used to defeat this enemy right here. If not used before the combat finishes, the bonus is lost.
We got an extra make roll that we essentially can go down the line. I don't need to worry about using a make roll to disturb my heroics that I would like from this battle. And Conrad doesn't, same thing if he wanted to choose 9 large men as heroics. So yeah, let's go around the table and let's have fun. So Mike, you definitely want to do a magical now since it's automatically going to be a successful result. How about if I give you an Ace of Swords, automatically successful?
How about an automatic Ace of Swords? Jinx the enemy with clumsiness, misfortune, doubt, misadventure, success in one opponent surrenders against large and included by 3. I must change to a different attack method, but I get hexes, which I didn't have, so yay.
Okay, so you picked up, does it take any, does it injure anyone or anything? I'm not seen in the chat, so.
Oh, sorry, I guess I should paste that in there. One opponent surrenders.
Terrific. That puts us at 4. Mike, you picked up your hexes if you didn't have it already, or you locked it at Glorious. And I go on to Greg. Greg, unfortunately, is passed out from this moment. I move on to Tony. And Tony, I assume you're just going to want to do a brash, right? Since it's a free card.
Yeah, why not?
It's a Bane, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean you can't pick up swagger from it. How about a 5 of coins?
A 5 of coins, Bane. Let's see here. That would be capitalize on your victim's apprehension and call for him to surrender to the superior arms. You perhaps misread his drooling mania as abject fear. Success in all players must select irregular as method in next round's attack, but perhaps you gained this swaggering? Or fail and knocked unconscious. Flare, the adversary is heinous. Nope. Difficulty 6, advantage, mount talking.
Do you have a talking mount, sir?
Do I have a talking mount? Do I believe my horse is talking to me? I do not have a talking mount.
You do now.
You do now. And you did not fail the roll, so you're knocked unconscious. Success in all players must select a regular next round. So now we're just going to basically flip cards on a regular. Bruce, I'm going to give you your regular card. Tony, you didn't have to roll that because we got a...
Well, with that make roll, that doesn't matter really so much.
Oh, it doesn't, except it's a 5 of swords, irregular. Sometimes there's automatic flares in a regular where you lose an eye.
Just an act of the buffoon clumsily making attacks as the enemy laughs or ignores you for more threatening adversaries. Tend to those in need. Success in everybody in the party is completely healed. We're getting good cards.
It's unfortunately that card didn't come up later. You're right, Bruce.
Also, for success, any players yet to take a regular are free to take other methods. Regardless, next round, you are free to select any method. If the character trait is methodical and I am, or skill, prestidigitation, I am not. Difficulty increases by 2 each. It doesn't matter. Advantage, skill, barber. So I don't get anything with my makeup.
No, you don't get any luck from it, but you certainly did put us in a
he got everybody else off of a regular, so it helped the rest of the party.
So
thanks,
off
Bruce.
of a regular. And
can I jest on that and get growth? Both.
I tell you what I'll do. What level are you, Bruce?
I'm 6, but that's all I need to go to 7.
I'll give you a growth if you promise me that you're going to be sort of the designated healer of the group. Now, healing is almost impossible in this game, or else there'd be no challenge in it. But having a designated healer, a priest of the party, I think that would probably be a good role for you.
How would that play out?
It would play out simply that you probably would offer wisdom to us if we actually had any bad events that cause disease or maiming. Those you might be able to solve with magic, but you just can't erase vicious wounds. Is all I'm getting at.
Yeah, you could probably use necromancy on Conrad's characters whenever he took a vicious.
Or as Rungar is saying, slap people and tell them to just buck up. You know,
I'm only saying that, Conrad, because you can't talk back. So.
Why don't you be our spiritual advisor of the party, Bruce? And I would welcome that with my character with open arms, and you can check your growth and go to your next level. Does that work for you?
Sure. When do you start rolling 3? Is that only at 8?
Yes, rolling 3 is at 8 when you're pretty much just stacking your character with swaggering, if you wish. And I go on to my character. My character can take any attack. I'm going to take a brash attack, and I got myself a Knight of Cups. Is that Knight of Cups something that's going to give me a swaggering for free? Mike would post that, and I'll say, deliver a right-left combo of punches to various victims' stomachs and chins. Success and dispatch a half D8 opponents or one large. It'll be one large. If this action takes place in the water, it does. A failed roll results in a longboat losing religiously inspired. We just got Bruce as religiously inspired. We don't want to lose that. Luckily, I'm protected by the make roll for everyone, and I'm going to ignore negative dice roll penalties. I am not a pugilist. It wouldn't matter, but I have essentially been inspired by the holy man of our group, and I have knocked out one. There are 3 left. Rusty, would you like to try a
magical?
Magical, very good. How about if I give you a Queen of Cups, sir?
Inverted?
No, it's not a Bane. This is
what?
You complain I didn't shuffle enough.
Let's see. Mask the faces and forms of everyone so that your opponents strike each other, and not one of your rivals is sure who his enemy truly is. Success and dispatch half a D8 of opponents or one large adversary. Advantage wizardly illusions. Well, then I get that as a make roll, right? So I get to. I already have illusions, but I can mark it now as glorious.
That is correct. So sometimes it's nice to get those cards coming in. We're only 2 left, and I go to Conrad. Conrad, you're going to take yourself a free brash card, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How about a 3 of coins?
3 of coins, those are always good. Marvelous things, ropes take you high, lower you low. Swinging, binding, hauling, tripping, repelling, grappling, and netting. Success. And any and all players have the option to escape. Each player may opt to stay in the action and gain Fury Pip to his rolls. Did we not have that from Mike?
No, I think that was Laura last time.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay, if action takes place in the water, failed result in loss of longboat vermin free. Obviously, we aren't going to do that. Anchor lines are also let small mammals to reach more transports. If skilled acrobat, difficulty reduces by 2, difficulty 12. Advantage skill mountaineer, no. And I would use a make roll, correct?
Correct, you get a make roll. And Mike, just post that in the chat so our home audience can play along with us on the lightning round.
All right.
And that dispatched one guy, correct?
No, it did not. It gave everyone the Fury Pip.
Ah, okay, well that's nice to have anyway. Laura, I'm back to you.
Hold on, that means everybody has a double Fury Pip, which means Conrad automatically kills another large opponent.
Is that in this game as well, or is that a flare that we're adding?
Tie choice to kill a half D8 enemies or one large, or grant someone else the Fury Pip. Okay. And everybody's got 2 Fury Pips, so yeah.
So I think Laura's going to knock one down with the Fury, and then we're still going to give her a card to see if she's going to end this whole thing, because we want her to have her free action. And here's your brash card. It's a Bane, but it still might get you swaggering, Laura, and that means Mike can use his action. 7 of Swords, if you would, please.
Oh, I don't get Banes for
She doesn't get Banes in this battle.
Yeah.
Why don't we get a 7 of Swords regular then?
Tumble with an opponent whose grimy hands are in a human sinew clutches your throat. Success, and all players gain a tactics pip bonus to all rolls. If skilled acrobat, difficulty reduces by 2. Difficulty 15, advantage blade hellish.
And you got to make roll, so
we're now got the tactics pip as well. We got the Fury Pip, the tactics pip. We're ignoring negative modifiers. I mean, this battle is sort of blessed. We almost want them to get more people in battle here, so we can sort of melt the swaggering. Take your blade hellish, Laura, and I'm going to go to Mike.
Okay, so if
we started with you, correct?
Yeah, but if my last card said I had to change method, I was magical. Then we had something that said everybody has to go irregular. Then we had something that says everybody doesn't have to go irregular. Does that mean I can go back to flipping another magic card?
I would say yes, because you're hurting my brain at the moment. And no, I would think you could, right?
Give me a magic card, and since I'm also double Fury Pip, does that mean I just automatically kill somebody right now?
You do, but how about if we see if that 8 of Rods gives us something special going forward, like a Quest Pip or a Swaggering for you?
8 of Rods. Hug the foe as you transform into an inorganic beast. Success and dispatch an opponent against large plus adversaries. Difficulty increases by 3. Fail, select irregular next round. Difficulty 10. Advantage rugged. I am rugged.
But it's a make roll anyway because we started with you with that situation, I believe. So on you go, and the last guy is going to go down regardless, and we're moving. We continue on down the river. I will go ahead and
now I've got and it might be an ignobles related question. Way back, I checked a growth ignoble for becoming the ship's high priest, and you've just told me that Bruce has taken my spot.
Oh wow! I did not realize that you were the.
No. Red. He's used Bruce as the healer, not the high priest.
Ah.
That's different, isn't it?
Yeah. So we got somebody who's basically stepped forward. And Conrad, let's before we mitigate this, because I want to double dose you at level 0. First, you're going to check either heroics or battle for this. It's your choice.
Heroics,
we use make rolls, so it's going to be heroics. Yeah, get heroics out of the way so you can always drop from the mission. For fighting 9 large guys, that'll be your next base mark. And then for stepping forward and sort of quelling the 2 priests from going to blows, you could probably check Bard's Tale or Fame for that.
Fair enough.
Okay. And I continue with the next flip of encounters. Mike, did that satisfy you, or are you looking to pick a fight with someone?
Nah, we don't need to pick any fights. He beat me anyway. He's got more magic swaggering, damn it.
We heal you when he was done.
Keep and he'll bring you back to life so he can beat you again.
Yeah.
Because that one we would allow.
As a level 2 guy, can I pick up heroics for this battle, even though I didn't accomplish it?
It probably not, Greg. You'll have to look at your character and see what you checked heroics at level 1 for, and it was probably for at least a nasty or a horrible. But by being only level 2 and seeing that battle where we're so successful, I'll give you adventure. Do you have it?
Let me look. Hang on. For level 1 to level 2, heroics audacity took maniac personality flaws. I tossed Bruce on the chest to see if it was trapped. He got treasure up.
It was more of an audacity. I'll go ahead and it still is a little bit lightweight, 9 large. Although you're level 2, no, that's not going to qualify for you, unfortunately. So, I'll let you take adventure for that if you haven't.
Already got it.
Which, at your leisure, post in the chat what ignobles you are lacking, and I can steer the adventure that way as well, just as I look over. I'm going to flip a card for the next encounter of the phase, and we got ourselves an 8. An 8 is not in phase, but a double 8. Wow, that's going to be a campaign event. Something has happened big. It's probably the fact that somebody's messing with the tide under the planet, right? And it's not a nice thing to do, to just start playing around to see what this dial does and then what that dial does. But let's see what a double 8 actually refers to. A double 8, as an example, I'm looking. Special encounters, campaign events, and the double 8. The double 8 would relate to raiders or invasions, ship battles. Closest city-state to the party should become magazine or depleted in response. So that would be Smolensk,
which was already depleted.
Well, if it's already depleted, I would go to its alternate Bane. But we haven't ever been in Smolensk to resolve any of the stuff there. So essentially what we're going to have here is we're going to have a raid. Now there's a lot of undead in this area of the map. You can even click on that little icon and it will say Vampires Heinous. Brest has already been overrun by vampires, so they're moving toward Smolensk as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Why not? Why don't we fill the map with undead? That's always fun. And I will continue to move our longboat down the road here. Double 8 follows by a card number 17, the star. What does the star give us? And my clicks are suddenly working again, which is just so strange that they would go away and come back and go away and come back. So the star tells me that I'm going to cancel the effects of all major tarot presently influencing encounters. I don't think we have. Yeah, we had the Hierophant that was making things a little easier for us. So that gets canceled. And I go on to a Fool card. And the Fool card tells me that digressions become harder until the deck reshuffles. Treat any character that is forced for any reason in digression as generating K, captured by the rival. So we'll make sure that Tony especially reminds us that anyone that goes into digression will suffer capture by the rival. she will want the Bones of Oglesvet remade from the dust, which we cannot do. How about if I oh, look at this. We got 4 major tarots in a row. Is it a record?
Thanks, Tony.
How about...
Yeah, could you shuffle a little better next time?
just a little bit. Maybe one more time.
I'm gonna start the play sessions with the camera on me, just shuffling the deck to show you how well sorted it is, and then that's why unfortunately you get that 10 early, that wheel card so early, and then I'm pushing it. But
Are you actually
the deck shuffles winning 4 knights and treat them
seeing
10.
the camera.
Knights are 10s, and then I go over to the next flip. Hey, it's not a major tarot, but it is a knight. No, it's a knave. So we're going to be attacked again. That they thought that the large guys thought that wasn't good enough. How about if we get you guys at level 6, some ignobles here, right?
Yep.
And you guys,
or level 7 guys.
You can beat 4 heinous.
I can run from 4 heinous
with Banes as the heinous. So the guys with the foaming armor are going to say, no, we're going to basically be 4 heinous, send our 4 best men to try to fight us here. It's showing up in Skype. I guess I'm not seeing the camera.
This would work for a level 7.
Yeah,
though.
I actually am using the camera, Rusty. I have no idea how if you click on like my icon and the top of Skype, does it change to my image view? I'm not sure how they actually work. Skype works for that.
It says no device found on the camera, but I assume that's for me.
Yeah,
my camera. And I don't see, how would I turn on the camera, guys? Because normally it just comes on by default.
Well, yeah. You just should be seeing it whenever in the little pop-up thing, whenever Red talks. Whenever Skype thinks Red is the act, or in the main Skype window, it's always showing.
No, all I've got is Red's circle portrait.
If you click on my circle portrait, it doesn't change to the deck, huh?
Nope.
You can always drop from Skype, and then Mike will re-add you if you want to try that real quick, guys. I'm going to go ahead to the encounters here. We got the 4 heinous guys. Songs. I left off with Mike, so Greg, with much apologies, you're going to have 4 heinous guys that you're going to have to fight, and you may want to try escape, or you may want to try a brash and hope it's not a bane. What would you like to do, sir, as a level 2 against 4 heinous guys with foaming armor?
Foam armor doesn't seem like it's all that hard to penetrate.
Well, no. But that's the one that gives you the +3 on the coins.
Yeah.
They get styrofoam armor. Yeah.
Styrofoam armor, nice quip.
Yeah. Let's go brash.
The brash. The defensive modifier is -4 on these guys. Here's your brash card, Greg, and it is not a bane. It's a 5 of rods.
Okay.
Do your worst, sir. Let's see if we can kill some of these guys.
All right. Somebody give me a...
To the chat.
Into the chat? Ah, yes, it is. Brash 5 rods. Inspire all to rather foolish acts of gallantry. Optional. So that's good. Success and dispatch 1 opponent, but next player automatically follows with a bane result. His next card is treated as inverted. It's called 10 advantage longbow camaraderie.
That's a terrific thing. We already have longbow camaraderie. You're actually rolling 3 dice trying to get yourself a 14 to pick up. Well, you automatically get the Fury Pit, but to keep from causing Tony to get a bane, or is it automatic? Nope. Next, it's automatic. Yeah. All right. Well, it is optional. You could basically say, I'm not going to do anything and not punish Tony, or you could basically try to make the 3 dice of a 14. If you fail, nothing happens. But if you're successful, you've done an action in the game that could possibly give you battle.
It's okay, Greg. Go for it.
Yeah.
And
I'll take the bane.
It's always fun.
He failed. He didn't make the roll, but again, it's not going to cause a negative. I go to Tony. Tony, what would you like to do? I got 4 heinous opponents.
Well, I would normally like to go calculated. However, with Greg's action, I'm forced to take some sort of a regular card, aren't I?
Let's see what it says.
No.
But
said you
the next player automatically follows with a bane result. His card is treated as inverted. Here's what I'll do with that.
Didn't make the roll.
If you do a
success and dispatch 1 opponent, next player automatically follows with a bane. Since Greg didn't make the roll, I don't think Tony gets the bane.
point of order. Thank you, Mike. But I'm also would interpret that if you do a calculated action which don't have banes, it would be the first person around the table that actually flips a card that's going to get that bane, Tony. It would sort of linger around in the party. But that doesn't matter anyway. So if you wish to, you can do a calculated action and you can burn one of the 4 heinous foaming men, or you
I
can...
will.
Okay, and which action do you want to do, sir?
I will go after the one who's most dangerous. I'll use my killer instinct to go after the correct one.
Right. It's probably the guy that Rusty ran off.
And I think with my +5...
Yeah.
Actually, now it's actually a +6 now, sorry. So I think that's going to dispatch 1.
Yes, I think you subtract 4 for their defensive modifier, but you're also adding 6, so it's still going to be up there in the stratosphere, and you will dispatch 1 guy.
1 large plus adversary, yep.
There are 3 left, and I go to Bruce. Bruce, did you want to flip a magical card, or did you want to do a recitation?
I'll do magic. Guess how many are locked at Glorious?
7.
7. That's a good guess.
Was 7 correct?
Yeah.
I secretly have all your pages in front of me, so I make sure that I'm double checking. No, I don't have any idea. I was just throwing out 7 as a random number.
I can't cheat that way.
How about a Knave of Cups, Bruce?
All right.
If somebody will put it in the chat for you.
He's doing magical.
Yeah, he's doing magic.
Gesticulate and bellow your intent to unleash a volley of pure fury at the enemy. Success and escape from battle. Player may stay in the action and gain a fury pip to his roll. Regardless, all players must select a regular as method. I guess we got all the good cards last time.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks.
That's very helpful. Thanks, Bruce.
So we need a 12, Bruce, for you.
Oh, 12?
Yeah, because of the -4 defensive modifier.
We don't have things like fencing or anything.
We do. It's methodical. It is methodical, but this is just phase A of the encounter. You only get to use that once per adventure.
All right, I'll try it. 12?
Wait, are you
12?
Are you clever?
You get
3 dice if you're clever.
I'm not clever. Never was clever.
Go ahead and roll.
I missed it.
You missed it, so you're going to fail, unfortunately, and it's not going to make you flee, but all players are going to go irregular, and you do not gain the Fury Pip. So it comes to me, and let me see if I can recap this now. I got to take an irregular action, is that correct?
Yep.
Against a guy that's -4? Do we have the Fury Pip or anything?
Nope.
Okay, my level 0 guy.
We don't have one that's a force to regular.
The treasure that these
Wait a minute. Oh, Conrad brought it up. We could use a clever bonus to get rid of that forced irregular.
Yes, we can. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the rules in our mind. Let's take one off.
It's a level 0 guy there, by the way, folks.
Yeah, it's a level 0 guy. Yes, I think his name is in the credits on the game. So let's not pretend that you've become the savant of the game overnight, sir. Okay, so let's.
You're all weak. Tip your waitresses.
How about if I flip a card for me that's just brash at level 0, and I'm going to get myself a Knave of Rods. A Knave of Rods is going to be a terrible card for me, but let's see how bad it is. I'm waiting with impatiently clawing in my desk. Maneuver, take the high ground. It's a bane. Mike, thank you for trying to save me from yourself.
We didn't say bane.
He flipped the card and it's inverted.
So, Brash Bane, protect your mount. Of course I would. Or wardrobe. Doesn't sound like me. From the wicked Cretans, merely toy and taunt. Fail and must select a regular next round. It's pretty much fated. I want to be a regular. Regardless, all players must select magical as a method next round. If the character has not yet checked the growth ignoble, and I have, and it is basically mount replenishing on an 8. I actually think I can make this. An 8 -4.
Just a 12.
I need a 12. And I didn't make it. No. But it's it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of disadvantage besides going to regular rather than magical.
Which would be a clever bonus checked off.
It would be, Mike, and we do not stop that no matter what. Thank you. And I go on to Rusty. Rusty, what would you like to do?
Well, do I have to take magical because of what you just did?
Yes.
Well, then I guess I'm going to take magical.
Magical. It was your choice, I'm willing to say. So a 13, the death card. Let's see what happens as one battle was glorious, the next one is not so. And it, of course, is inverted, which tends to be bad. Inverted death card. An inverted death card says, lose a random personal swaggering of your 20. I'm going to roll a d20 for you right here. How about number 14? Number 14. Which one, Mike?
N.
Let's see, and
is your mount
instinct, which I do not have.
Okay. Then that doesn't matter. I'm going to go on to...
you said personal, right?
Correct.
Yeah. No, don't have it.
How about if I give you a Knight of Swords Bane magical?
I love Banes.
I'm glad one of us does.
Let's see. Glance at the perfectly fine blade you carry and wonder why you are trying to turn the thing into a wand. Fail roll, and next round the player must change to different attack method. Flare, if the adversary is heinous.
It is.
Substitute failure as an injury, resulting in a vicious wound. Regardless, player no longer suffers bane events for this engagement. Okay, difficulty 14. Advantage, let's see, Blade Hellish.
Death mod 4, that's an 18. Make roll it.
Whisper that next time, Bruce, okay?
I did.
Yeah, Rusty doesn't have a girlfriend named Jenny.
Yeah, so is anybody trying to use this as to get battle? That I would.
No, I guess I don't. Right?
No, everyone is trying to get the battle from this.
Don't use a make roll, Rusty. Just take the wound.
Yeah, there's a number of level 6 that fighting a heinous guy will get them.
I just want to know how bad I'm going to be, because I'm supposed to be magnanimous for the group.
Oh, that's nice. That's
growth.
Yeah, you can't get your Blade Hellish with the random roll here. You're just going to have to try to dice it of an 18. And that doesn't sound like it's going to happen.
Yeah, an 18, not going to be easy.
Okay, so you have failed the roll, and you're going to change methods off of magical, but you would probably want to do that anyway. So I go on to Conrad. With Conrad.
Are you rugged, because you just got wounded too?
Oh,
I am rugged.
The heinous. So you've used your rugged ability for this adventure.
That was to me, Conrad.
And I'm going to go to Conrad, right? How about if we give the devil card?
Devil's card's always good.
The devil card is not good. And so we read the devil card number 15, and it says, it's not inverted, gain a random mount swaggering. Hit that. The devil is good.
It's always good.
12.
That's an L.
12. That's
I have none, so L would be.
How about
good
pure?
fighting.
You're out of nowhere. Your mount is now pure. The demons above and the devils below. And your actual result of magical is a 10 of rods bane. You can see the burden the guy's carrying with that card.
Bane?
Yeah. 10 of rods bane magical.
Paste. Disbelief comes easier to a man who has learned instinctively not to always trust his sense of success and dispatch a half D8 opponents or one large adversary, but fail roll and must select a regular's method in next round's attack. If this action occurs in the Underworld, a fail, and any other player with wizardry illusions loses their power. So we're not in the Underworld this time.
No,
right?
we're not.
Difficulty 8, advantage, wizardry illusions that you do not have.
A 12.
It's a 12 on 2 dice. We don't have the Fury Pip, right? I'm not following that.
No, I don't think the Fury Pip's for this battle.
Nope.
So I just got to roll 12 pure.
It's a 12. Unfortunately, you didn't get it. We did not dispatch an battle, but such is the way of the game. We go to Laura.
But I picked up one ignoble. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, you're probably going to get another one from this as well. How about if I give you a Queen of Rods, a magical bane?
Make you small and insignificant, a bug to be stepped upon. Fail roll, and player must select escape going forward. If this action occurs in the Underworlds, a fail and well, it's not. Difficulty 7, so it's an 11. Advantage wizardry shape-shifting. Let's see if I have that. I do not. Let's see if I pick it up.
11 on 2 dice to pick it up. Otherwise, you're trying to flee.
So close.
Oh,
just missed it. Laura's trying to
Clever
flee.
can also prevent her escape, correct?
Oh, yeah. this.
Does it irregular prevents?
Forced escape and forced irregular, I believe.
That is correct. So we're going to take that off, Mike. Thank you.
We're running out of clevers.
We're losing our clevers quickly. And I go on to Mike. Mike, how about your...
Laura thinks I may be wrong on the clever. She's... no, I'm sorry. She's right. It's just ignore one lost, swaggering, forced irregular, or quest pip.
Bull.
Yeah, there's a tendency to think clever can do anything. Just like dashing does everything. Mike, you got a 7 of coins.
Is the sorry, 7 of
7 of coins, and that would be a bane.
Ah, 7s are always good unless they're banes. The farther reality pulls you askew, the more you struggle at restoration. Fail and add a half D8 steps towards oblivion on your tally of warped outcome. If this action occurs in the Underworlds, which it doesn't. So, difficulty 11 plus 4 is 15 for Geomancy C. I have Geomancy at Glorious. I'm looking for a 15 on 3 dice. I roll twice. No go. I will take that half D8 steps, which is a 2. And that takes my warp tally up to 27, and I'll just go ahead and look that up as you deal with the next player.
If you wish, or Tony can paste in the chat, we've made Tony the bearer of bad news on warped outcome.
Okay, let Tony do the warped outcome, yeah.
I go Greg. Greg, and I'm going to go ahead and give you your magical card. And your magical card is going to be the High Priestess, but unfortunately it's a Bane, inverted. So let's see what the High Priestess inverted tells us. It says, all players increase by half a D8 their tally of warped outcome. None of those events are generated. It's just moving toward impending doom. So if, in case you missed that, everyone should roll half a D8 and increase their warped outcome.
Now,
I have gotten my first warped outcome of a 1.
Before we resolve...
No, I started with 8. I'm on the 9.
Before everybody resolves those, I want to go back to what Tony gave me for 27, which is one character at random in the area becomes additionally empowered. It's not me, but somebody who isn't me gains an aptitude and half a D8 new skills.
Ah, very good. New skills, did it say SKILLs or swaggering?
Skills, SKILLS. The second time.
All right, so we're going to roll a magic die here. Everyone should add their half D8 to their warp tally outcome. They do not actually process the outcomes in this one. It says none of those events are generated, but Mike has given, and I will go from Rusty, skipping Mike, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll re-roll an 8 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tony. Ooh. How many skills, Mike?
Half a D8, does it say?
Tony, how about if you grab 3 skills at your leisure?
Okay.
And you can thank Mike for that.
And Fred, there's also a couple of other things on this. This has never come up before, correct?
This event, or just in general?
Just that warped tally 27. That's never come up for anybody, right?
Probably not. Why?
Because it goes on to say, the second time this occurs for a different player, a victim might receive a trait he lacks. The third time this happens in the campaign, everybody in the group gains 1 new skill except for the guy who had the mishap.
Okay. So it has not happened before. We'll sort of have to remember that, or you can write that down on your character sheet as one of the events that has happened to you in your life. And I'm moving on to, did I take Greg's action yet or not? Greg was actually flipping this card on the warped outcome, so let me flip Greg's actual card. Greg, you have a 10 of cups, but it is a Bane, magical. And I'm waiting for Conrad, or...
I thought my High Priestess was my magical card, or am I confused?
It is, but the Major Tarot do not count as actual flips. Those are just modifiers to flips that are coming.
Say it again. It's red. Was it brash?
It's a 10 of cups. Bane brash. Magical.
Okay. Bane magical. Oops, sorry.
Oh, she's...
Almost there.
Conrad, you're still on Whisper.
Yep, gotcha.
And for us, Greg, go ahead.
I'm having technical difficulty. Hang on.
And while I got you all here, took Tormentor, Slave Driver, and Spy, all things nasty.
Okay, so magical Bane, 10 cups. The enemy has hacked your weapon and turned it into a noodle. So give him the Rancher's Lash. Success and dispatch half a D8 opponents for 1 large plus A failed roll, a player must select escape going forward. If this action takes place on the water, a failed roll also results in the loss of the longbow. Religiously inspired, 7 advantage, blade line.
All right, so you need an 11, Greg, and then we'll parse it out. You can actually eliminate one guy with the dispatch, or you can also eliminate our longboat, religiously inspired. Bruce has not been doing his job if you miss this roll. 11 on 2 dice, please.
Bruce and Mike.
There you go.
He did. Of course, he's inspired by our new clerical representative and the high priest, who's getting more and more jealous of it. You have dispatched one guy. There are 2 heinous guys left, and we have, let's see, you do not escape going forward. There it is. We move on to Tony. Tony, I'm going to give you your magical card. And fortunately, it's a Ace of Cups magical bane.
Okay, so that's probably terrible, right? Ace.
Could be. Might make
that.
us take... Might
All
make
right,
us
thanks,
take
Mike.
banes again.
Cups or coins?
That's actually not too bad for a
It's
bane.
cups,
It's cups.
Mike. It's supposed to be a cup, not a coin.
Sorry. Give him a bane, Mike.
Give him-
That's too bad because
He
that
is a
was
bane.
Boy, Mike, you're off tonight.
Counter, oh gosh, counter is
Mike.
counter as your own sorcery rebounds back
What?
to you.
No, that's the bane.
It is the bane, because it is a bane, Conrad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give him the bane. That'll teach him.
That'll
Yeah.
teach him.
Success and dispatch half a die 8 opponents or 1 large plus, but fail and lose any swaggering technique. This loss may be taken personally or from your blade, mount, or magical abilities. It may even be severed collectively on the group's longboat if present. A character without techniques is outright slain. If this action takes place on the water, which it does, a failed roll also results in loss of longboat, arcane sentinel. Difficulty 8, advantage, mount, mystical. Let's D. I do have mount mystical already.
Do you want to try to lock it on a 12?
And a 12, no, I'll just roll 3 dice.
Okay, 3 dice, looking for a
There you
12. You made it. So we do not lose Arcane Sentinel on the water, which is nice, and the failed roll does not mean you lose your own swaggering, and the successful roll means that we are down to 1 heinous opponent.
And I'm pretty sure that our Arcane Sentinel is now a rude, in the sense of roughly carving of Ungmar.
Well, I don't think so. I thought I was the spirit guide to Tony, but I'm not associated with the boat yet.
I was more making that as a joke than a serious suggestion.
We go on to Bruce. Bruce, I'm going to flip you a magical card. And were you the one that started it all off? You are. So you actually could change the recitation if you wish.
No, I'll go magical.
How about if I give you the Tower of Destruction? Bane.
Sounds good.
Tower's always good.
Tower of Destruction. The Tower of Destruction Bane tells me that all regular results apply, plus the enemy is now enraged. Let's see what the regular results are. The other shoe drops. More opponents arrive at the battle. Perhaps those that are dead are risen up. Who was messing with the necromancy? The surrender are still vanquished for now. The referee decides who and how many. Rather than add more peons, the defensive modifier of the enemy may double. Yeah. That would be ugly.
That evil laugh.
That would take away your ability. Well, they're also enraged anyway, so our defensive modifier is a -8 now. Our chance of defeating this last guy, and we're going to double into 2. 2 heinous enraged guys. This is one of the worst battles I've ever seen that we fought, short of a Q&D. Bruce, did you still want to do swaggering, or did you want to? Card flip, or did you want to do a recitation?
I'll do a card.
He who has 7 locked glorious. How about if I give you an 8 of Cups Bane? Magical.
Okay. Try as you may to deflect all the objects sent straight at you. The next time, carry a true bronze shield. Fail and roll, and knocked unconscious. If this action occurs in the Underworld, a fail and any other player with wizardly telekinesis, D loses his power. Select from the lowest level of those available. Advantage D telekinesis. I do have it at glorious.
Okay, so you need a 15 on 3 dice. You're rolling twice.
And if I make that roll,
If you make that roll, you're gonna spoil the ignoble check of why we were
with
fighting.
an 8, it's pretty much spoiled anyway. But I'll roll it in 18.
He made it.
18. Okay, so we still are fighting 2 heinous guys, and you did not fail the roll and be knocked unconscious. I come over to me, fighting 2 heinous guys with a -8 modifier. At least I don't have to take. I'm going to take escape. I might as well hide out. And I've got myself a justice card, an 8. I think that's a justice card. I might have to pin on it. A justice card. The selecting player may not utilize any of his character's combat trait bonuses for the remainder of battle. He may not ignore a vicious wound, add to dice rolls, etc. Well, that's not a good card. It's not even inverted. Oh well. And we got ourselves a force card, and that one is a bane. And that force card tells me that gain experience from winning. Each time the player rolls successfully of an event difficulty in this battle, like that's ever going to happen, he gains the command pip. This potential bonus will continue to be gained until his first failed roll, which is probably pending right here, as 2 heinous guys were fighting. And I got myself a queen of coins, brash. Queen of coins brash for me, please.
Queen of coins.
Didn't you say escape, what you're trying to do?
I am escaping. Thank you for reminding me and saving me.
Or wounding you? One of the two.
Well, or wounding me. Hall takes stock of the situation. No need to panic. Success and gain the command pip bonus, but only for a player attempting to escape. That would be me. If the character is skilled delver, difficulty increases by 2. I'm not a delver, but I am clever. So if I roll an 18 on 3 dice,
but you can't use your trait bonuses. Or is that ruled as just or is that just ruled as your combat bonus, not ruled as the advantage?
I thought escape didn't worry about the defensive modifier of the.
Thank you, Rusty. A 10 on 2 dice, and I have missed it, so I do not get the command bonus for the group. I go to Rusty. Rusty, there's 2 heinous guys left. We still need to beat.
Let's see. I don't suffer banes.
Was that this battle or last battle? I think that was last battle.
No, that was the last card.
This battle for him. Yeah.
This battle for
Then go magical.
But they're minus. I'm -8 on the die rolls, right?
You are, but you can always.
Okay.
Bruce
No,
got
if
one.
I didn't do the make roll before, and I could have ended this thing, but it would have spoiled people's battles. But I'll do magical.
I thought Bruce got one.
They were going to shuffle again.
I thought Bruce got one.
Bruce got one what?
He killed one with his roll of an 18 or 16.
No, I don't think you can go back up in the chat and see if it reads that way. But I believe that.
Yeah, he was just avoiding KO.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I realize that this is a Phase A battle, but this might, with a -8 death mod, you might want to burn a methodical if you have it, because it's 2 guys at a heinous, and that's a heroics check.
I survived. Maybe it comes back around to me. I'll decide, but I can't use mine anyway, right?
You
pick up a heroic.
We can try as a group, just doing escape and trying rowing away from this thing. All right, I think that was maybe 4, maybe 5 on the shuffle. So we'll see if I mixed them up a little better than I was. And I'm over to Rusty. Rusty is trying his magical attack, but he's got a 4 of rods bane.
No banes for me. 4
How about
rods.
4 of rods, Rusty.
I said a brash or magical.
It's magical.
See, employ hideous extra-dimensional shapes and colors. The damage may be all mental, but the result is still utter and expiry. Success and dispatch 1 opponent. 13? Wizardly illusions.
All right.
Okay. Well,
20. 1.
Wait a minute. I've got illusions already marked as glorious, so I'm looking for a 20 on 3 dice.
21 on 3 dice.
21 on 3 dice.
Hey, you rolled twice, right?
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Those were pretty bad rolls for 3 dice, but it wouldn't have mattered because I needed a 21, so. Nothing
How about if
happened.
I go to Conrad? Now, Conrad's got a level 0 like me, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing escape, I suppose, right?
I would think so.
That would
How
be
about
the best thing.
How about a Queen of Swords? It's a Bane.
Queen Bane.
Yep.
That's always bad, right?
Queen Bane.
The lads have been trained very well for every contingency, including reaching a secondary rendezvous to pick you up. Success in escape area, but next player automatically follows with a Bane result. If character is not trait methodical, which I am not, difficulty increases by 2. Difficulty 11 plus 8, so 20.
Plus 2 more for not being methodical, 22.
I know he added that. 11 plus the 8 is 19. On
Sorry.
19, the longboat is chartered path, so 3 dice.
Roll 3 dice
3 dice for a
to escape, right?
19 to get away. Yes. And if you miss,
He doesn't have the. Again, you don't have the modifier from the bad guys for the heinous.
why would that be?
Because you're escaping.
yes, thank you, because he's escaping. Yeah, of course. 11, Conrad, on 2 dice to get away, 3 dice to get away.
19 it is. I rolled. I'm not sure if anybody can see me.
No, I can't. Just go ahead and tell it. Tell us what it was.
It's at 19. Yeah.
It's a 19. Sometimes when you go whisper mode and then whisper mode back, it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
So, Laura, I'm going to go ahead and give you a Bane result because, unfortunately, Conrad was successful with his roll. Conrad escaped the battle. Laura, would you like to go brash or would you like to go magical?
I'll go magical.
Magical. If I give you a 9 of rods, it already is a Bane.
9 99% of the... Oh. Oh, yeah. The enemy has already done 99% of the work. All you need to do is take control of his automaton creations, fail roll, and knocked unconscious. If this action occurs in the Underworlds, a fail in any other player... Well, we don't have that. Difficulty 7, advantage, wizardry, animate object.
So 15.
So 15.
15 or be knocked out?
I do have it, so I can do 3 dice for 15.
You can, or you could try to roll 2 dice for a 15 or 16 and lock it.
Yeah, that would never happen.
A practical woman, of course.
Yes,
But you were successful there, so you weren't knocked unconscious. Wonderful. We're still in the battle. Mike, it's over to you. Would you like to go calculated and help us out here? Did you want to go brash, or did you want to...
No, actually, I will go. Yeah, I'll go calculated.
No,
Calculate. You're gonna.
Oh wait.
You're minus
He's
8.
minus 8 when you
Yeah.
I thought about calculated, but they're too big. That would help.
Should we just decide that we're going to run away? All run away.
There's 2 guys left. It would work for everyone. Somebody might get lucky and get the one that we all get to escape by.
No, you know what? I'm gonna do the. Okay, if I do a.
Irregular.
No, I wasn't gonna say regular. I'm saying if I do like a calculated something along the R. Remind me again if I had, because I have everything on R plus the boat, so that is a.
That's a plus 3 plus your bonus you get for whichever category has the most swaggering in it.
Which is not counting magic, or magic counts?
Not counting magic.
So plus 2 plus 3 plus 5, I'd be a minus 3. Yeah, I'll do it. So I'm going to try using my gladiatorial blade, which is a dispatch, and I roll twice, but I'm at minus 3. 12 and a 9. We'll see what that 9 gives me. Lose swaggering. All right.
This was an R, gladiatorial blade. A
Yeah.
9 is loose swaggering.
Change to anything but calculated or brash.
You're going to just change looks like you're going to change to a magical next round then, or recitation. And was that locked at Glorious, I hope?
It was not. It was a risk.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
But a minus 3 looked better than a minus 8.
I go on to Greg. Greg, you're trying to escape, I take it, right?
Well, I'm level 2. Would it be heroic to not try to escape? Or would it just be flirty?
You do not want to check your heroics involved with 4 heinous monsters, because your next heroics is going to be either 1 great or 4 greats.
Or 5 heinous or something, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a noble from this no matter what. I wouldn't worry about it being heroics. You're going to try escape, he says very pointedly.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad stick.
I think we all want to switch to escape because we're not going to get 2 and minus 8.
So
3 escape?
Yeah, of course.
3 escape.
Somebody burn a methodical.
All right. Double back along the same path you just took, then head in a different direction. Success and gain Catbird Seat. Regardless, player no longer receives Bane results during method escape. If character has skill Equestrian, difficulty reduces by 2. Overland terrains only, difficulty 9, advantage skills Spy. Let me see. Am I a spy? I am not a spy. Am I equestrian?
Don't check equestrian.
Okay, I don't have equestrian anyway. So 2 dice of a 9?
2 dice for a 9 to gain the Catbird Seat. And you're no longer getting Banes. It's a good one for you.
No Banes. All right.
I go on to Tony. Did you want to try to kill the final 2, or did you want to try to escape, sir?
I'm going to try to kill the final 2.
Very good. Are you going to try a calculated?
Yes, I'm going to use a speed and guile to do
Okay.
so. And I have 10 personal swaggering techniques, so that gives me a plus 3. Plus I have the blade, mount, and longboat.
Plus 6 minus 8 is
only a minus 2.
minus a 2, yeah.
And
It
so
worked
I'll
so
be
well
rolling
for
it
me
twice.
last time.
13 minus 2 is an 11. What's an 11 do for me?
11 is the Fury Pip next round at least.
You can roll twice, right?
Yeah, you get to roll twice through your level.
Okay. Well, I get Fury Pip next
And that's an 8. You're either going to lose the swaggering and change your position, or gain the Fury Pip and change your position. So you might as well just gain the Fury Pip. That's going to be a plus 2 to the same roll next time, which is going to help you, right? And we go on to Bruce. Bruce, would you like to escape, or did you want to take a magical card, or did you want to try your recitation, sir?
I'll do recitation. I'll use that 1 time per adventure Catbird Seat too.
Okay, so you're going to use the 1 time for adventure plus 3. How many magical traits do we have for Bruce?
14.
14. So you're going to be plus 4 with that, or is that plus 3?
That's plus 4.
Okay, and then so you're going to be 4 plus 3 is 7 minus 1. So which recitation were you doing at minus 1?
You can't actually do the Catbird Seat. That's at the start of the battle.
Thank
You're
you, Mike.
thinking methodical, right?
You can't do the Catbird Seat, Bruce.
Then I guess I'll have to do it. I'll do escape.
If you have rolled, Bruce,
escape is probably more
rolled, you
prudent.
could gain a Fury Pip. If you have methodical, you could just cancel the Death mod and keep your Catbird Seat for later.
And would I lose all minus 8 for the death mod with the
If you use your methodical to ignore the defensive modifier, you would ignore that minus 8.
Then you would be the guy trying to win this for us, Bruce.
I'll do it.
Okay. So let me give you
at his level, does he remove it for everybody?
No. The level 5 bonus for methodical is the Catbird that Bruce was trying to do, but you have to declare that at the start of the battle.
Which attack are you going to do, Bruce? With pick a. I assume you're going to still do recitation, or do you want to pick a random magical card?
I'll do recitation.
Okay. Which attack did you want to make? Did you want to? It's going to have to be something that causes a dispatch, like celestial.
Demonic causes dispatch, pyrotechnics, hexes, voltaic, spirit guide, and power words.
You should pick one that has you've locked its glorious.
I have power word.
That'll do a dispatch.
Power words it is, and you only need a 12 minus 1. You only need a 13. 2 dice, Bruce.
No!
Okay, so an 11 minus 1 is a 10 is your best result. Well, you got a choice. You can either lose the swaggering, enemy is treated 3 ranks lower in ferocity, which is nice, or you can take the 10 result, which would be enemy is treated 3 ranks lower in ferocity. So you brought our heinous guy down. Let's see, we went heinous to blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have to look up on the table here. The defensive modifier table is on 104.
He is now a heinous, down 3 ranks. Is
1, 2, 3. It's enchanted. It's enchanted. It was terrific, Bruce.
Bruce, you couldn't raise him up to great, so I could check check something. Come on.
Well, there's still. I mean, we still fought them as heinous. All Bruce has done is reduce their the defensive modifier for everybody else. What did that take the defensive modifier to?
It takes us to a 4. It cuts it in half.
Suddenly, this battle became kind of doable again.
If we, correct, and if we could just get the enraged off of them by somebody taking an irregular action, would that be me? No, I'm going to do escape, but let's see what I got with my King of Cups. King, escape, please. If someone would like to post that for me.
I'm not sure if you can see what I'm posting.
I see. Yeah, I don't think we see anything, Conrad. Unfortunately, you may want to drop from the game and re-add. I think that sometimes fixes it. Parry the weak attack of someone or something in pursuit. The enemy may even seem to be giving up the chase. Optional success, and you may return to regular combat at brash. Oh, that's terrible. I don't want to do that. Regardless, player may once again receive banes. That's not good either. The character is skilled berserker. I'm not. Difficulty is not going to be rolled. What is the advantage of this? Success, and you may return to combat. I guess if I was being forced to escape. No, so until another king occurs, where we know that when you repeat the escape cards, I'm saying as a flare, it automatically changes the success to get out of battle to keep them from going on forever. But this was not going to benefit me in any way, shape, or form, so I will not even accept it as an optional one. I go on to Rusty. Rusty, we're at -4 in the defensive mod. Are you doing escape, sir?
No, I'll stay in the battle at -4.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll try. Let's see. Let's do. Demigod will dispatch, right?
No.
For recitation.
The ones that will dispatch are celestial, pyrotechnics, hexes, voltaic, spirit guide, and power words.
I don't have any of those marked as glorious.
You want to flip a card as magical?
Flip a card as magical.
Okay. How about if we give you a King of Swords Bane?
I don't take Banes, so that's fine.
That's good.
King of
Swords. You might be able to dispatch one.
I might.
There you go.
Behold the heavenly host you can summon to do your bidding. Success and all opponents surrender, regardless of size, but fail, roll, and knocked unconscious. Regardless, all players must return to battle despite vicious injuries, knockouts, mishaps, or escapes. Oh, sorry, Conrad. Difficulty 10. Advantage, wizardly demigod. Okay, so I am wizardly demigod.
Before you roll, are you bold?
And I am bold, but I've already used my.
Have you used your Fury Pip?
Do I have a Fury Pip?
If you are bold, you could burn a swaggering to gain a Fury Pip, just as a thought. Or
well, the question is, do we really at this point?
Are you energetic?
Do my make roll, and
no,
because we can take it as a battle, right? What?
Are you not use your make roll?
We fought pretty hard to have a make roll here at the end, lose the ignoble for those who want it.
Bruce, are you energetic? Sorry, Rusty, are you energetic?
Let's see. Yes, I am energetic.
You may gain a Fury Pip bonus without sacrificing a swaggering. I'm just trying to get you a +2 to get past that -4.
I am not energetic.
Yeah, but
I'm 14, Rusty, on 3 dice. You are a demigod, correct?
Yes, I am.
It's a 14. Well, we got elite goals, even if you weren't a demigod. It's a 14 on 3 dice, and you get to roll twice. And then, if you're successful, this battle is over. If you fail, you're knocked unconscious.
Okay, so I could get by using my energetic, I can get a Fury Pip.
Yep. And that one only need a 12.
And then I'll only need a 12, so I'll do that.
We see you, Conrad.
Yeah.
At level.
Didn't really need it.
No, you didn't, but
but it's okay. So battle's over.
Dude, you just single-handedly slew 2 heinous guys.
Or no, he caused them to surrender no matter rank. We took some prisoners here. I'm going to go ahead and take that last check on desires fulfilled. I'll go ahead and just rob the guys that tried to attack them. I'll try to use the foaming armor. It won't work for me, but at least I'll have a souvenir from the battle. And that'll put me up a level, so I'll get a make roll. My level 0 became level 1. Rusty, did you...
I'm level 6. Can I take heroic for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we ransom them back to the city?
And so which would be better, heroic or battle? I think heroic, right?
Because heroic's is the one that lets you
write down
retire.
4 heroic, Rusty. You attacked it for your ignoble. 4 heinous, I mean, you had got.
Yeah.
And Conrad, any ignoble? Pick one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take battle.
Okay, and
Both for staying even regardless of the odds.
I'll go round the table, Bruce. Laura, who did you need an ignoble for this?
I'm taking heroics for it.
Heroics for Laura.
And Mike,
Heroics for Mike.
Greg.
I'm too low level to be taking heroics for this. Is that correct?
I would say that would probably be a bad decision on your part.
Okay, well, then that is probably battle.
It is battle. That's definitely battle. The battle is the one you want to take because the heroics we can make roll with. Then, Tony.
I want to ransom them back to the city and be able to pick up profit.
You're level 7, looking for 8, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, probably a little bit too low for that.
Okay.
Yeah, the minions. No.
Well, they were heinous, but all right.
Yeah, they were heinous, which means they're really good minions, and they may have some property of their own. I tell you what, is there a skill of a steward? Are you a steward, sir?
Am I a steward?
Of course not. You took tormentor and killer.
Yeah, that's right.
So where is steward?
And slaver, I think, yeah.
It's under
Under
methodical.
nobles, probably.
Oh, methodical. I am a steward. Thank you very much.
Give me a difficult roll, and I'll let you check the ignoble as well.
Need my boots shined.
That made it, correct?
Yeah.
I think a 9 at level 7, yeah.
All right, so you have essentially are asking their relatives and their patron and everyone else to sort of dump the money at your estates off.
Yes, 'cause I need to improve my estates more.
You just improved your estates, so go ahead and you can roll that later at your leisure or with me, and you can check the ignoble for that. And Bruce, I'm sorry to make you wait. Which ignoble did you want to check for that?
I don't mean to be rude. Can I do heroics? Because I'm level 7.
Nobody is rude, and yes, you may do heroics for that. 4 heinous.
Or heinous.
And I think that takes us full circle, and we still have another half an hour or more to play, and we're still just puddling down the road from our campaign map. And but the next encounters we generate randomly, we don't have to really force such an ugly thing on ourselves. I flip a card. Greg is still our party patron, and I got ourselves a 2. A 2 on the. Well, it's not a 2. Forgive me. It's a high priestess. A high priestess card in encounters says restore all trait strategic benefits. The players do not gain extra longbow techniques for being methodical, but they will gain perhaps their extra avoidance of room for rugged, etc. An option to get the fury pip. So Rusty, all those things you did are back and restored. Your rugged is restored, that you avoided the wound, and the fact that you took the fury pip with energetic, and the fact that you who else? Somebody canceled. I think Bruce canceled it with his methodical. He gets that back as well.
Yay!
Great.
And we move down to the next flip of the card, and it is a 7. A 7 followed by king. It's going to be a personal event. Oh, we love personal events, don't we? No, we hate personal events. Lowest level, that would be Conrad, I would think, or myself is going to get this personal event. Which person gets the personal event, Greg? Who do you punish?
Oh gosh, well, you're saying the lowest person gets the personal event?
It's an ignoble.
It's an ignoble.
It's for ignoble, but it's, Conrad, I made level 1. Are you level 0?
Yeah, I'm still level 0.
Conrad, you have to demonstrate aptitude in your role in the boat. I didn't know we gave you a role in the boat. Do you accept that or not?
Of
Magical
course.
hunch on a difficult.
Yeah, okay, magical hunch first, obviously.
Okay.
Roll 9. That is I believe that's a fail.
That's a fail. So you're just going to have to
looking for
trust
12.
it then.
Yeah, of course I would attempt it.
Okay. So essentially, we give you a mundane tasks that just, we're sort of just ribbing you, or I guess we're hazing you, and we all laugh about that after you're done. So it does not cause the penalty. If you had selected no, you would have ended up in the hold drinking yourself into a stupor, and that would become a trend. So you may check an ignoble related to the fact that you avoided alcoholism.
Growth?
Sounds like
absolutely, it is growth.
Prudence?
Prudence, absolutely.
I'll check it as growth.
Okay, growth. That you are. It doesn't even make you teetotal. It sort of just makes you the fact that you're in control of your emotions when you know that the more dangerous
I had imagined
men
that
are
I was
around.
feeding the beast as a houndsman. Probably the only skill I have that is remotely useful on the boat.
Yeah, so you were feeding the houses, and we were making fun of that. You were cleaning up after them, and you didn't think anything of it. It's just something that needs to be done. Why would they laugh at you? You are now impervious to that. I would almost give you a half check of ignoble in addition to that, but you were able to check an ignoble since we have the half ignoble check rolls. I'm still going down the road.
And watchdogs have to eat as well,
Yes, exactly. We got ourselves an encounter number 1 when this 8 comes up. It is a sword rod. So a sword rod in the seas. I go back to the top of my encounter list here, and I look up seas, and encounter number 1 in sword rod. Sword 1 rod of seas is rod sword. Rod swords are animals of some sort. Okay, so this event happens exclusively to the party while foraging. So Conrad, as the master of our hounds, went ashore to collect game for the boat. And when that happened, we got a result number 1, and that is game. That is a perfect result. So the longboat picks up abundant stores, which we do not need. Conrad, do you need to check treasures, prizes, and profiteering there?
I sure do.
Go ahead and check it, that you have collected stores. I will also give you a flare. Do you have hunter yet?
I do not have hunter. Okay,
if you roll a difficult roll, a 12, you may pick it up.
I'm not gifted, so unfortunately I would not get that, or...
That's unfortunate, yes.
Yeah.
And there's anyone else that's gifted and can get the hunter skill that does not have it. The roll will be harder, but you can still possibly get it. Going once, going twice?
Cat hunter.
Wait, what?
I am not gifted. Is your character gifted, Greg?
Checking right now.
And anyone else around the table that's gifted and does not have hunter?
I am indeed gifter.
Okay. Do you have hunter, Greg?
I do not.
Make me a tasking roll. It's a 14.
2 dice.
2 dice.
No luck.
No luck. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Conrad has replenished the game on the boat and has given us abundant stores and has also improved himself. I'm going to go ahead and continue to flip cards. And it is a 7. Wow, a 7 and an 8. It's another encounter 1. Not only, but this time it is a cup rod and not a rod sword. Cup rod. I move back a little bit. Sometimes it's easier for me to just go to the table of contents for this. Cup rod on the seas, encounter number 1. We are dealing with a discovery. We'll give it to Greg. Greg, there is a landmark that we have not noticed on the river between Kiev and Smolensk. It could be new construction of a castle. It could be an underworld to explore briefly. Would you like to investigate that as a party, or would you not?
What number was that, Red?
That was an encounter number 1 in the cup rod of seas. Greg, if you wish to investigate that, I'm going to give you a card flip under reconnaissance ashore.
Let's do it.
Okay, absolutely. And you can check adventure for that. I think you already have. What ignoble are you missing, sir?
What ignobles am I lacking? I am lacking. Wait, I just got battle, didn't I? What the heck happened?
You did. I'm trying to scroll back to find your list that you were giving me.
Yeah, you gave me battle a minute ago. I checked it, and for some reason didn't save when I saved. I was going back and forth between note 1 and note 2, so I must have messed up.
Sure.
I do not have desires fulfilled or heroics.
All right. Heroics would give me a battle I would have to put you in, so let's not do heroics at the moment. But how about the desires fulfill, and you can sort of slant your character that you are a little bit more adventuresome. I don't want to call you somebody that's too inquisitive, because I don't want to give you a Bane trait from this. But how about that you just have that explorer vim and vigor, that you will want to investigate things that can bring you possible adventure and fortune. Do you accept that as your ignoble? You may check it off if you do.
And I am checking that off right now.
Terrific. And here's your card as you reconnaissance the shore. It is a Queen of Cups. I do believe that Conrad even has these in the
Queen
in his
queen,
tool.
say.
Yeah, a Queen in reconnaissance the shore. Yes.
There you go, right there.
And look at that. That is very nice that you have built that tool for us. Go ahead and read that out to us, Greg.
Hang on, let me move stuff on the screen. Reconnaissance Queen. Cover the distance back and forth. Have no life unturned. Success in the encounter ends, but fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward. Difficulty 7. Advantage Mount Fleet.
No Bane.
Do we still have clever bonuses left?
No, these are a totally different encounter, just a task encounter. 7 on 2 dice, Greg, and you pick up Mount Fleet. That's really what you're rolling for. Because even if you have failed it, we do not have an active quest pip, so we wouldn't lose our quest pip. Very good, Greg. You essentially have gone, investigated, and found out it was just routine. It was nothing that you could get any other experience from, but you have picked up Mount Fleet. I go on to the next encounter that I flip a card for. And we got ourselves a 9. They are really raining down on us. How about a Queen followed by a 9? It looks like it's my turn with the personal event. And I will rely on my friend Laura to decide. This coming into the chat. Laura, do I use someone's personal book or journal in an inappropriate manner?
Vikings and
I could be cleaning up after the dog.
It should be. How frequently does he use
probably
someone's
Mike, the high
book or
priest, has
journal?
got all sorts of scrolls, and I just go, hey, these are handy to use as wipe rags. Is that something I would do or not?
Vikings Hunch.
Oh yeah, Viking hunch. It would be a double dice of a 12 for me. Let's see if I can make it. Nope, I don't have any hunch on that. It just seems like something that is my guy Ogle that stupid? Now he is your minion in many ways. I believe we've established that.
Don't ever waste a good butt wipe.
I'm sorry. I with all the chuckling in the background, which is very much welcome, but it is just a simple yes or no, Laura.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, you're gonna make me have the tenacity that I would not use that. Well, only if we had a result of yes, I would suffer a single attack at Bane Nasty from the crew. So you picked correctly, which is really nice. Let's see if I can justify this for my character and get myself a check for growth. How about Laura? You actually told me not to do that, and I obeyed you. And I will become even more your minion with a growth check. Did you need a squire, milady?
I could probably use one. Is that a...
Hey, and what level are you, Laura?
6?
6? What do you think, Mike? She picked up her first squire. Should she check a growth or Bard's Tale or fame for that?
Yeah. She's actually got someone who's like a pledged servant. That's
yes.
A growth or a tale-worthy experience.
She's also your pledged servant. And Laura, which ignobles are you missing? I want to make sure we can get one you need.
I can take growth.
She can take growth.
Why don't you take growth? That you're going to be more of a feudal landlord now, a feudal person. You consider yourself a lord of the party, and nobody dare question you about that. Since we got the holy man, the holy healer, and now the lord of the party, and that was a wonderful situation for me. So thank you, Laura. And I flip a card for the next one. We're coming to you on the next personal events, Greg. That's not a threat. It's just a heads up. And I flip a card, but we get an 8. We got an encounter number 1 in the Cup Sword. Are we back to game again? I think we are, right? Cup Sword is game on the seas?
Yeah.
No, Cup Sword is even different. Cup Sword may be deprivation.
On the seas is locals. Cup Swords is local.
Cup Swords, yes it is. And I go down to that.
Cup Swords 1?
And in Cup Swords 1 is Hunter. So the guys are coming around looking for the people that shot their game illegally. And what do we say to them? Do we want an incidental? Does anyone need like an incidental combat, or did you want to grimace and get past this? It's up to you. It's up to you, Greg. Look at your ignobles. Which one are you missing to go up a level?
Hang on, take a peek. I am missing prudence and heroics.
I can give you heroics, a level 2 here. We can beat, 3 nasty men.
3 nasty men, and it's a fight, and I get heroics.
Yes.
Well, prudence would be I skip it, and heroics is I do it. Right? I'm doing it.
That is correct.
All right.
Greg, remember that if you retire a wounded character who has not checked heroics for that level, he can never advance again. So heroics is always a good one to get.
I need battle.
I understand.
At level
Laura,
6,
level
Laura,
7.
it would be too big a battle. We're going to wait to use the climax for that, if you don't mind.
Level.
Unless it's the only thing you need to go up a level.
No, I think you've got others.
Okay. We're doing it.
Okay, so I got 3 nasty men. I'm going to start with Greg, since he's the one that told these hunters that there is no land around the river. It's like a free surf type of thing. If it's around the river, the animals are not anyone's but anyone's. Would you like to go brash? Would you like to attempt to calculate an action with swaggering, or would you like to do magical or a recitation with using your magical wizardry?
I'm not particularly magical, but that would help me get some magic. Is that correct?
Magic with magical method, correct.
So let's do that just to boost my abilities.
How about a 3 of swords, Bane?
Oh, Lord.
Those are always good.
Don't. The Banes are slightly easier to make difficulty, and you can get swaggering from them. So don't be frightened.
this one.
Words. Pluck one of your homespun remedies from a pouch you keep handy. That or take a swallow of moonshine for the comforting warmth. That sounds good too. Wait, we had a bottle of gin? Wait, I'm confused about that. Never mind. That or suddenly realize your pipe is still lit and taint tobacco.
Sounds like me.
Fail, roll, and suffer shaken. Penalty. Flare. The adversary is enchanted. Substitute failure as an injury resulting in a vicious wound. They're just nasty men. They're not enchanted. Wrote this level, he should do so and develop a serious problem with booze or psychedelics. I've checked Wrote.
That's Rusty's character, isn't it? Rusty, aren't you the pipeweed smoker?
Advantage horticulturalist.
Take pipe weed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a horticulturalist.
Rusty, we just had a question about whether or not early on in your character's adventuring, you're the one that actually got this before, and you're the one that has the pipeweed addiction.
All right. I need a 2 8 of a 12. That's correct?
Yeah, well, it's probably got a small defensive modifier of 1, so let's make it a 13.
Oh,
Really?
so close.
Really? Thank you.
So close. And now he's shaking.
I'm taken.
Yeah, it's a -1 defensive modifier for those who need to worry about it, and you're -2 to your dice from being shaken, unless you activate a energetic fury pip. We go on to the next person around the table, and that would be Tony. Tony, how do you defeat 3 nasty guys?
3 nasty guys? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do calculated.
Okay.
I will,
Why don't we get rid of one?
try to make it easy for everyone else. Let me look here. I guess we'll go with a R, doing speed and guile. And I'm
Skip that removes the trade, right? Credit, not energetic.
And we're at a -1, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm only a +5 then.
It doesn't
So
matter.
a 17 means I will take 1 out.
17 takes 1 out. There's 2 guys left. I go over to Bruce. Bruce, now this would be the moment to activate the catbird seed if you wanted to, or you could save it because these guys are only nasty.
I'll save it.
Okay, terrific. Did you want to do a magical attack and just try to continue to improve your character, or did you want to try one of your recitations now with the fact that it's only -1?
I'll do magical.
Okay, magical, here's your card. And how about if we give you an Ace of Swords, Bane?
Ooh, you were doing okay until the bang. Okay. An angel of mercy has always watched your back. Mother taught you that, as well as how to pray. So I guess I am the healer.
Holy man.
Success. And one opponent surrenders, but fail and roll roll, and next round the player must change to a different attack method. Flare. If the adversary is nasty, substitute failure as an injury, resulting in a vicious wound. Difficulty 11. Longbow Arcane Sentinel.
Which we have.
I get to roll 3.
You do get to roll 3.
3 dice for a 12.
You need 3 dice and a 12, or you're hit with a vicious wound.
No, they're not nasty, are they?
Yeah, they're 2
Yeah,
nasty.
they are.
Uh-oh.
Second roll.
Again, you're level 6. There it is.
Okay, success and 1 opponent surrenders. So we have 1 surrendered nasty yeoman, and we have 1 surrendered and 1 left. I go to my character. My character is going to escape. No, I've already got battle. Do I really want to risk death on this? I will go ahead and take my my brash action to try to build my character up. How about a 10 of rods from somebody if they would like to post it for me?
Bane, right?
It's a Bane, yes. Thank you, Mike. Wasn't trying to slip one past you. I know it seems like that. Run out of real darts and daggers to hurl. You may have to borrow some missiles from an ally or take them off the fallen enemy. I probably ran out of arrows. Fail, and all player next round must select brash methods. No calculated, no recitation is allowed for a brief spell. Regardless, all players must return to the battle despite knockouts and wounds. Skilled bowman, I am not. Difficulty swaggering 8. So on a 9, I pick up that swaggering. And if I fail, we all are going to select brash. Brash is good enough, but I made it. So I picked up chiasmic actions. I will check that off. And I go on to no success. Nope. And I go on to Rusty. What would you like to do, sir, against this one nasty guy that's left?
Magical.
Okay, he's going to take advantage of the character building. How about a 6 of coins, Bane?
Love Banes.
Always your favorite. It's a sinister Bane.
Let's see. Something sinister delights in what you are doing and thinking, and especially how you rationalize what you have become. Fail and add a half D8 steps towards oblivion to your tally of warped outcomes. Flare. If the adversary is enchanted, substitute failure as an injury resulting in vicious wound. Regardless, enemy is now enraged, perhaps by hideous design. Difficulty 9, advantage skill, tormentor. I don't think I'm a tormentor. Let's see here.
That would be Tony.
Where's tormentor? Is that under nobility?
I'm not sure who the tormentors in the game are. Let me see if I
there
got
it is.
Energetic.
It's under energetic, and I am not a tormentor. So I need we're at -1, right? So I need a 10 to
You
avoid.
need a 10 to avoid the warped outcome tally.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Roll
Nope.
twice.
Oh, got to roll twice. Oh, got it. Okay. Didn't
So
have.
you're not whatever's watching you. I assume it's some magical Zare like these that are in the Black Sea have come over. The pierogi have come over to watch us play games with these yeomen. I flip a card for you, Conrad. Are you going to brash or are you going to magical? How would you like to develop your character?
I'd like to go magical.
I think that's probably a good idea. How about if a 10 of coins? It's a Bane, unfortunately.
That's my favorite. 10 of coins, Bane. After the enemy's raw exhibition of power, there had better be a renegotiation of treasure split and share. Success and dispatch a half to eat opponents or 1 large plus adversary. But fail roll, and next round the player must change to a different method. If this action takes place in the water, a failed roll result also results in loss of longboat democracy S. Regardless, the player loses all command and tactics pips in combat going forward, and the enemy is again enraged. Difficulty 13. Advantage trait rugged. I am in fact rugged, so I'm rolling 3 dice looking for a
14.
15.
14? Why would it be an extra?
He was enraged because of Rusty.
Thank you. Yeah, you're keeping me honest.
Regardless,
So 15.
he's enraged. Yeah.
15 on 3 dice, or we lose the democracy, of which we'll use a clever to stop.
There she blows.
Look at that. He doesn't even need it. Success dispatches 1 guy, and that was the guy that we have left. All right, now, that was specifically
There's only one king of the forest, and it is Moradin.
So Greg is going to pick up his ignoble for that. You were looking for heroics, right? So write down as your heroics that you beat 3 nasty guys. And I go back to Conrad at the level 0. Did you want to try to pick up an ignoble for that?
I was looking at magic for that one.
Looking for magic for that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
there was enough magical action that were actually good. And yeah. My guy is level 1, and I think I'm going to go ahead, and since no make rolls are used, I'll go ahead and treat that as my battle as against a nasties, and I think nasties does count as level 1. And anyone else that I don't know that I can pinch anything for levels 5, 6, 7, or 8 out of that. But there was a card in there where Conrad, I think it was trying to renegotiate his share of treasure. We can get possibly Conrad another ignoble check after the battle by doing that. Perhaps Greg, you're the designated person who's going to arbitrate all these disputes. Did you want to give Conrad a position on the ship? For instance,
absolutely.
The third remages of the rowers, the head of the rowers, is somebody who no longer is with us. Shall we put Conrad's character in there instead?
I think that's a fine idea.
Okay.
Making him row. That's good.
Well, he's the head of the rowers.
Stepped up from dogs.
No, make him row.
To rower.
Can I use the whip?
If you're a tormentor.
I just want to motivate
but you're
him.
not.
I'm
I'm
not.
a tormentor.
Okay, who is a tormentor?
That'd be me.
Tony's a tormentor.
But Tony is let's see.
And
Tony is
I'm a
the
slave
second
driver,
Primus.
too.
Tony would not make his character as second Primus get down there with the rowers. But
I don't. There we go. Okay, I will update that chart. So Conrad is now third Remages?
Yes, I think our present list is still under the longbow techniques. You can, Conrad, if you basically tell me an ignoble that might check for you, we can get you that.
I was going to check Crafty Deeds for using the opportunity to get a promotion.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, to third Remagen.
Well, head of the rowers.
That's much better than Slop Boy.
It got me up to Prince of the Sewers, or Prince of the Latrines, as you would say. So it is from the mailroom up to someplace else in the totem, and we're still at 10. Unfortunately, we got that 10 in the battle and not the encounters. We're still in phase A, and I flipped us a nice a nice temperance card for encounters. Let's see what that says to us. Encounters and Major Tarot and temperance card. Until the deck reshuffles, treat all knave encounters as inverted. The rival is not holding back his forces. Well, that's no good. And we continue to flip a card, and we got ourselves a king, and we will invoke the double king rule. So the double king rule means if you ever have 2 kings in the same phase and we've had suitable enough encounters to move the campaign forward, we will go ahead and say that we have reached Kiev. At Kiev, we need to make some rolls, of course. Let me open up the my game here and see if I can find Kiev. Lord Jean. We dealt with Kiev early on. It was one of the first missions took us to Kiev. And the actual bad traits there are depleted, famine, and corrupt. Depleted, famine, and corrupt. So I go to our longbow comrades here, and depleted. Let's do that one first. Vigilant. Who is armorer and bowman?
I am not.
I'm bowman only.
I am both.
Give me a difficult roll there. Who's
I'm
both?
armorer only.
Okay.
It's Tony.
Difficult roll. Okay. I have succeeded.
Tony has protected the boat. Get a few more of those. We'll get you an ignoble check. How about if we go to the pillaged option, and that's going to affect our arcane sentinel. Is our spirit guide of the boat is ready to desert and help the needy of Kiev. Somebody needs to convince them with a occult scholar or linguist that no, you're going to stay where you are in our figurehead on the boat.
I have a cult scholar and linguist.
Absolutely. So you're going to make us a difficult roll, Mike.
A 6.
Oof.
6.
6. I need a 7.
He is 7. Mike, he's not listening to you. Boy, you're going to have to burn him for that, aren't you?
Yep.
And you're also losing faith in the crew, because the crew is saying, talk to the figurehead, because the figurehead is not not being obedient anymore. Who has any of the occult scholar or linguist? Anyone?
I do.
Both or one?
The healer. The healer.
The healer is going to usurp your position
the priestly
again, Mike.
man on the boat.
Give me a. I'm sorry, Bruce. Did you say both or just one?
Both.
Both. Give me a roll of 7.
There you go. Oh,
Only 2 dice, though.
Yeah, it's only 2 dice.
Yeah, sorry.
Still,
There it is.
Just rub,
okay.
just rubbing it in. That's all.
Our two faith healers on the boat, they're not putting a whole lot of effort in keeping this guy around, but they managed to make sure it's there. And Mike, have you checked growth yet?
For this level, check. I have not checked growth for this level yet.
There's a serious rivalry going on between the two of you. I can keep it friendly and let you check growth, but it's going to be a rivalry if you check growth. Otherwise, you just leave the party without conflict.
Hey, Mike, I think second Remagen is available if you want to come down with me and row.
Well, I was just typing that.
You got the C without the nail in it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you actually lacking prudence? Oh, that's Greg lacking prudence. Greg, you didn't make any rolls this encounter, though. Thank you.
Yeah, it's got normal.
And yes, Mike says he will have a friendly rivalry with Bruce. Bruce, have you checked growth yet?
No.
Bruce, you automatically check growth, and you will join the friendly rivalry with Hugin.
Okay.
Does that get everyone what they got? Tony, you made some rolls, but I don't. Which ones are you missing, Tony?
Everything except.
Everything? No.
Yeah, except the profit power. So.
You were negotiating in town there. That, I think, involved intrigue. I'll let you check adventure and intrigue at your level because it'll be sort of accumulated of what's happened on this mission so far, if you would like.
I will absolutely take them.
Is arriving at Kiev an adventurous thing, a travel thing for
It is for a level 0 or a level 1, absolutely.
Whoops.
And I think, Laura, I've sort of stunted you this whole mission. What ignobles do ye lack? Although you did get the growth for having a squire, but what?
I need crafty needs, magic, and desires fulfilled.
I'm going to get you one of those by the next interphase. Okay, so just remind me by the next interphase, and we're going to have you the principal player and with the action. We have about 10 minutes left, a little bit less. I think we can get to the interlude here and figure out what's happening with our magic wand. It did not work in the Baltic, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now let me catch everyone up who hasn't been caught up. Reich is the name of our patron, and he is a holy man from the stars. We are pretty sure about that. He gave us a magic phrase that if we say, it actually makes the sea god Aquata, forgive me, it makes her come out annoyed of the water.
So check me on Asi.
But first, we need you to decide whether or not you're going to go the easy route to the Black Sea or jump all the way to the Caspian Sea at this moment. You can do either, and that's at the interface. Which do you want to check off first? I do remind you that the Lost Citadel is the place that the party is heading for Mike's map. And just so we remind Conrad and Bruce of that, if you flick over on the Geld of Sindri, guys, you can see the size of gold of the treasure that Mike is promising us for helping him find the other half of the map.
Yeah, the Lost Citadel's in the Caspian.
Caspian, that is correct. Yes.
That's a big gold.
Right. We have a mission to search all 3 possible seas.
To kill the sea god.
Succinctly stated. You can actually get it out of the way right here by going to the Black Sea. She may be there. Or you can go...
I'm going to exercise prudence and go to the Black Sea.
Very good. Check that off, Greg.
I was still wondering why.
No, prudence, Greg, would be going to the Caspian Sea, where not only we may find a sea god to kill, but find a big honking block of gold.
This guy really is taking great offense that he's no longer being able to talk to the figurehead of the boat, that it likes Bruce better, isn't he?
Yes.
Sounds that way.
All right, so to catch back up with Laura, you need to stand ready and get the guys ready for the sea goddess to come up. Display skills and tell me how you do that so we can get you your crafty deeds.
Sorry, we were moving from location A to B. I'm not sure if she heard that.
I did.
My daughter's calling up.
She's coming.
Bruce, if you need to drop right now, you can, and you're not going to miss much of the mission since we're at 8:55. So we'll see you in next week.
Hello.
And you may not have heard me on that, but we go on to...
I will see you next week, and I do have a question from the previous adventure, but I'll do it next week because my daughter's online.
Or send me an email.
Okay.
Sounds good. And we go on to Laura. How do you prepare
Hey,
the
Julie,
men?
how are you?
Hey, Bruce, I think you're still connected.
Oh, I thought I hung up on this line.
We'll edit it out in post, is what I think Conrad told me to do more of. Well, when I add some graphics that
We'll
say,
take it out in post. Don't worry about it.
Here's where they fought 15 guys. No, Laura, how do you prepare the boat for the sea god rising?
Well, I have armor smithy.
That's a start. So you got all the guys sharpening their swords and keeping their spears keen. What else do you do?
I have tinker. I have rabble rouser.
Paint us a story. Go ahead and tell us, in a paragraph or two, what you do.
Rabble rouser and courtly graces should do this. Let's see.
She's rubbing her hands in anticipation.
Lo, let me weave a tale of the evil sea god who attacked us for no reason at all.
Oh God! Suddenly she's doing it.
And we defeated the evil sea god. And his children vowed revenge upon us. And we defeated the sea god's son. And the only one we have left is the daughter. And she has vowed revenge, and we must get her before she comes after us.
And who do you command to read the words? Because Tony knows them by now. Mike can do them because he had them borrowed from Greg, and Greg has them. Which of the three men? Maybe you have all three of them spitting into the ocean here.
I would say Mike, being the occult scholar, unless you've got a reason not to.
No, I think Mike is a good choice. Mike reads the words, and then he comes back to report that nope, she's not in the Black Sea.
You sent the disgraced cult scholar out there to talk to him.
It's not that much, He just
sorry.
missed
I'm sorry.
Is
Bruce not
had
available?
An off day. I mean,
was Father Bruce not available to send him out there?
Yeah, Father Bruce is that we left
Father
him
Bruce is
behind
not available.
in Maya because he had to attend to family matters. But all right, so we know this is where we're going to end for the day. When we come back in 3 weeks, we're going to go all the way across the rivers to the Caspian Sea, and we're going to test the words there to annoy the sea god and bring her forth. We also have the subquest of the Lost Citadel. You can see that I have a map that I have generated for that. And as Rusty would tell you, if I generate a map, you're going to use that map no matter what, because we don't want to waste any effort here. So you have the map of the Lost Citadel, and
did the map of the campaign map go away?
I'm not seeing
not make it go away, but let me see if I can.
Its tab disappeared.
Ah, well, that's interesting. It's still shared. Here, let me see if I can bring it back by doing this.
Focus.
I'm going to go ahead and hit the shared again on the campaign map to bring it back. But the Lost Citadel tab should be shared as well, I guess. Does everyone see that?
Yep.
Terrific. And we all know what the sea god looks like. We all know that we're searching the Lost Citadel for the Geld of Sindri. And the only thing that I want to make sure that everyone, before we leave, understands is the Lost Citadel is a place that was built on the Cavern of Dreams. Every time you visit the Lost Citadel, it changes. And that's mostly because every time you visit there, the illusions take a different form. So it's just going to be a place that I'm going to sort of, reuse over and over again as the place of quests that I don't have to worry about adding extra places in the map. All right, everyone's set on what we're doing?
Do I still get crafty beads even though she wasn't there?
You do.
Okay, good.
And we will meet again next week. I think we're going to play Year 10, continue our test of that. And